Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Devin and I are doing our rankings for the BattleCon contestants that were in the tournament. Now this should be going up before the Champion of Champions, so we have now finished every single tournament that we had set up. Reminder, the tournament was randomly picked. These were the 36 that were randomly brought in.
Of the 90-plus fighters in this game.
Yeah, and I think they're technically still making a few more.
Really?
They're
still supporting?
Well, remember we ordered a few promos off their website. Yeah, I think there's I'm pretty sure they have a few just random people.
Yeah.
But reminder, what we did is I listed out every single fighter, gave them a number, and then took a random number generator and just bought. Organized between their classes, novice, intermediate, and then advanced. We did 2 total tournaments for each class, and the winner of each of those will go into their own Champion of the Champions, and that will be it. So we have now ranked all 36 from least favorite to most favorite. So I mean, I ended up not giving them a scale of 1 to 10. We technically have on the tournament thing, so I'm just not going to reiterate. But so the plan is going to be, we're going to go off of my list. So whenever I'll say my 36, you'll let me know where it is for you, and then we'll discuss our thoughts on them.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get started.
Sure.
Can you guess who my 36 is?
Is it Cherry?
No.
It's not Cherry.
It is not Cherry. It is Victor.
Victor
is my least favorite. Where's he at for you?
Victor, he was pretty neutral for
high.
me.
He's
my favorite. No. I put him at 25. Yeah, he's like, I felt like maybe if I played against him some more to see him flush out. I mean, I'm going to say that with a lot of them, but in this game, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, right.
No, he didn't seem horrible, but I didn't play him.
Yeah. So Victor, the reason he's at the bottom is because as written and as played, I feel like he is not a complete character. His suggestions and stuff sound super cool. I mean, I would almost say every single fighter has a cool theme. That's one of the benefits of this.
Yeah.
You could take, except maybe John, but he's just there. But most of them, like 99%, have a really cool theme. So I didn't take that into consideration unless I couldn't decide where to rank them. I'm like, they're around the same on how much I like them. All right, I like his theme better. That was the tiebreaker. Okay. But Victor just seems like, wow, I am the most telegraphed fighter, and I gain nothing from it.
Yeah, right there with Anath.
Yeah, but at least Anath got stuff. She got priority, she got power and stuff, but Victor was just, hey, don't advance past me. Okay, I won't. Cool. Guess I'll do nothing.
I'll teleport instead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll teleport or whatever. So out of everyone, he is probably the one that is subject to change if someone goes, hey, no, Victor is, you play suggestions face down. You pick one that goes face down, and it's like, oh, hi, you shouldn't have advanced past me. But this gets trashed, and now I start getting buffs. Then he could be really, really cool. But as he is right now, he is my 36. All right, my 35. Where is she? I'm going to slowly just bring them down. My 35 is Zanisha. Zanisha Zook, the Blood Mage.
Gotcha. So, she was the one that sacrificed life, right?
Yep, she was the Blood Mage that she took damage and she had to take her own damage to gain anything for it.
Yeah.
Where's she at for you?
Well, she's at 30.
At 30?
She's pretty low.
Okay.
I put a lot of my very forgettable characters at the bottom.
Yeah, then that's totally understandable. There were some when we were ranking these, and
it could be because they're early and they just got wiped early.
Yeah.
And it may not be fair to them as a character, but that's kind of where they are in my memory.
Sure.
And it's like...
Yeah, people gotta understand for this one, there's 36 fighters that we've played, or seen played within this tournament.
Over several months.
Man, I bet you I can look up. I bet you it's been almost a year.
Seriously?
Time flies whenever we do these series. Like, I bet you I can tell you right now.
Because I know every time we like hang out, we do like one or two.
We took a break for a little bit because we were like trying to do all 5 games in one, and we're like, have you checked on Marcy lately? What? Oh yeah. So let's see. Baneveer was Baneveer versus John. Okay. 1 year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, we have been doing this tournament for 1 year.
Damn.
So that's the novice tournament, and we did play relatively consistently, and at the same time, we've also played characters that weren't in this tournament. So yeah, I totally get why you would put people that are like, I either didn't play them or they got wiped so quick that I don't even remember them. So yeah, but Zenithia is, and also a lot of these, it could be just, I mean, it's going to be personal play style. Like, I don't like playing any type of strategy game where I have to give up something to gain something. Because to me, it's that the reward isn't good enough of what I'm giving. Because it's like I'm hurting myself, which is also benefiting you. And in a game where you have 20 life and that goes away super quick, hurting yourself just doesn't. I just did not like her. And she also was outclassed by other characters that had a similar vibe. I mean, they're different. I mean, after 96 fighters, or 90 plus fighters, all...
You thinking Lissandra?
Huh? Well, I mean, yeah, Lissandra, yeah, that's the one that's coming.
I know there's another with a similar shtick, but she wasn't in the tournament. It started with an H.
Right. So, yeah, it activates your draw value, spend 0 to life to gain a force each. When you are stunned, you must spend any combination of life and or force equal to your draw. Yeah, so it was like, if she got stunned, then it's like, oh, my draw value is this, so I have to hurt myself even more.
Ew.
She was disgusting. I hated her. Like, Victor is worse because...
I put her against Seth, and then he does his omen.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, my draw is 5. I have to now either get rid of 5 force, or 5 life, or 3, or any combination thereof. And in a game with 20 life, which is the standard, it's too much. 30 life, she could probably go up a little bit, but I still don't like taking damage myself. Yeah. So that's where she is at.
So if you're losing life, you better be a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Like when you hit, it better fucking
it
rock.
better hurt, and I just did not get that. I mean, she just got absolutely rocked against, who was it? Who did she fight? She fought... Why is this like so hard to find? Zenithia. Klinhide. Yeah, is who she fought and lost. Thank God. Okay. Anything else on the Zenithia?
Nope. That's all I got.
My number 4, here she is.
34?
Yeah, my number 34 is... Cherry.
Bottom
right there. So, I think she lost. Watch, all the people I hate are the ones I lost. Lost with. No. Cherry, she is a character built around and the biggest thing I hate about BattleCon is clashes.
Clashing, yeah.
Yep. Because in my head, and this is also for other games, like this is why I don't like a lot of like skirmish games, because it's like I strategize and I want to do this, and then I have to roll dice to see if I do it. That's the kind of randomness I don't like. Cherry or clashing is like, oh man, this is a perfect thing that I want to do. This is going to be so cool, and I don't get to do it. I didn't have a backup. And she was all about that. And thank God she lost, but ironically enough, she wasn't like the worst. Like, I felt like I was, but it like drew out the fucking fight.
Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah.
And but it was an interesting way to think about the game in a way, because it's like, you know, thinking deeper, like, okay, so you start a clash, and it's like knowing what they have already spent, what they're spending now.
Yeah.
And it's like, and what you still have available to clash with is like a whole new layer.
Yeah, because you essentially pick a base that you don't want, because your opponent is going to pick a base that they want, and then you force the clash. Then you do what you do. I mean, for all things considered, like, the gimmick or the mechanism worked. Like, it wasn't like as bad as I initially thought, but I just hate clashing, man. Where was she for you?
31.
31.
She's pretty low.
So right, almost right there.
Yeah, I think I hate it a little bit more.
Yeah. Man, I'm curious because so your lowest, she's your lowest that we've talked about right now, right? 31.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, then let's move on to someone that is most likely higher. I would imagine he's higher. And this could be, to be fair, this is why he's not lower, because I think he just played against someone that is literally his counter. So my 33 is Hikech.
Boop. Hikech. Yes, you would be correct. He is much, much higher.
Where is he at for you? Because I know you liked him quite a
I
bit.
do like him. He's actually number 3.
3?
I really enjoy his mechanics. I like his mechanics. I like that, build up for that big stabby hit.
I have him literally 30 spaces lower. He's your 3.
He's my 3. I like him.
Wow. Okay.
I played him before.
Yeah, I knew you had played him before.
And you played him against me in this tournament, and he went immediately out, I think.
He did, because he played against Kaguya, and Kaguya, he was all about maneuvering past people, and she's just like, nope, and he just whittled away and died.
But I played him before, and I like the way he plays.
Yeah, he's Shadow Step, gives him +3 priority, and can teleport to any space adjacent to an opponent. But... And that's why he's lower, because my experience with him was very, very bad. But that's the thing about this game is, like, there's hard counters against every player, which is a balancing mechanism. Every single fighter has that. And I just happened to go up against the one. And that's the other thing about the tournament is we've played... most of these characters we've played for, like, the first time. And then if they won... then the other person gets a chance to play them. For the most part, I think there's been a few where just the way it worked out, person played the same. But I could see him being really, really cool because of his teleporting. Like, he just sneaks up. Oh, if you teleport, then you do more damage. And his theme is really cool. I don't know what the fuck he is. A Baraka kind of demon hellspawn assassin. He's super neat. But, yeah, my experience was just so bad that I couldn't see him. I couldn't figure out how he was good, because there's another character we'll talk about later that we didn't really get to see how he worked, but I could understand his theming. I couldn't figure him out. So yeah, that's my 30. I can't believe that's your 3.
Number 3.
That's insane. I knew you liked him. I didn't know you liked him that much.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed him.
All right, my number 32, John.
John's your 32?
Yeah.
He's my bottom. 36.
He's your bottom.
I was like, I don't remember a fucking thing. I know I got whooped. So I'm like, he was the first fight you said.
Yeah,
and
against Pain.
I had to like pull open his box to look at what he did.
Yeah.
And it was like, you get a token where you can stop movement or you can buff yourself. And I'm like,
yeah. You have Stone Skin, deplete the remaining stone. Use Stone Skin to give yourself or the opponent armor 2, and when this fighter would move for the first time, the speed prevent that movement.
And it's like he gets bonuses if he stands still and shit. And I'm like, oh man.
Right, which is totally against you. Standing still is is completely not your MO.
No.
But yeah, I think he's so fucking whatever.
Yeah,
like
John with his wrench.
Yeah, he's just a dude. He's just a guy that's like, I prevent movement, and he gets stronger for it. So, I mean, he's not the worst, and, I mean, you're right, he was the very...
I mean, his main sin was just being a little more forgettable of this, like, huge cast.
Yep.
He was he's a more recent addition. He came out in Wanderers.
Yes. Yeah. And there's a lot of creative, cool people in Wanderers, and they're like, I don't know, my son's name is John, just fucking put him in.
I can't say a lot of Wanderers really... I mean, maybe it's because I played in the previous, like, Devastation. A lot of the fighters from Devastation are going to stick out in my mind more.
Yeah.
Because that's when we first were introduced to the game.
And that's who you had. That's the box you had to play more with other people. Yeah. No, I totally get that. John, in terms of, like, character design, yeah, he's 36. He
didn't stick out at all.
Yeah.
Like, there was no, like... Because, there's some people that we just... Like, old Jin over here. He fucking stuck out because he just kicked ass.
Yeah, but Jin's not even from Wanderers. He's a
brand fucking new.
Yeah.
He came with the BattleCon box, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. And then John's just there. But in terms of like his mechanisms, like giving himself better armor, standing there, just tanking a lot of hits, preventing movement, so he can just really just hit him hard. He wasn't the worst. I didn't have a horrible experience with him. So Hikech and so the other Hikech is probably, I might be giving him a little bit more flack because he just happened to be up against a hard counter, but. Cherry, Zanisha, and Victor, I all had horrible experiences with Hikech, and John was just like, hey, it's John. But I could not put him any higher. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, that's where John goes. John Strong Stevenson. It's almost weird, though, because you have there's not a single other normal person except him.
Yeah, there's just
John.
Well, there's, I don't know, maybe you're right. Anya looks pretty plain, but she's a bird girl.
yeah, exactly. So, speaking of Anya, my number 31 is Rexon.
Oh, Rexon.
Where is he? Right here.
Yeah.
Karen
the
Gore
big
Rexon.
goddamn bad guy.
The Overlord of Gesselheim.
Let's see here. He settled at my 23.
At your 23?
He's like middling low. He's a brawler, so he's usually, I look upon them a little favorably.
Yes.
He uses the curse markers, if
Yep.
I remember,
Yep.
and they would give, you had to cash him in. He got bonuses if you were holding a bunch.
Yeah.
But if you cash him in, you had to eat those negatives, but you got rid of them,
Yep.
avoiding his bonuses.
Yep. So it was like, you use a curse applied to the fighter anteing, not Rexon. So you have to ante, but that gives you -1 power and -1 priority. But yeah, that was the thing that I didn't like against him, because it was kind of like you would have to ante to then gain -1 power and -1 priority.
The update definitely harmed him a little bit because
if he doesn't,
now that they've done the rewording to where it's like you exclusively deal with your own tokens. Like, there's no trading of tokens anymore. They removed it from every fighter.
Yep, you're right.
And he would like, haha, you're cursed. Here's a curse token.
Yep.
You must ante it. But now it's like, he has to ante it. It becomes a little more confusing.
Yeah, you have to remember, and then like he has to gain curses back, and if he can't, he chips damage.
Yeah, was it the he chips? Yeah.
Based off the wording, he hurt himself if he could not curse.
No, he chipped them, and I think we were misreading Chip at the time.
Is that what it was?
I'll pull him over here. I want to look.
Yeah.
Because I think we misread him.
Because I think it says Chip 2.
Yeah.
Like, he's the very first card. Yep, right. Karen Gort!
If you could not... Chip 2. Yeah, and Chip is always the opponent, I believe, is what we clarified the rule to be.
I see.
So, if he's put 3 curses on you and you're still not getting rid of them, you would then start taking damage.
I see.
And that's, I think we played that wrong.
Oh.
Because you were playing him and I wasn't him.
Yeah.
And that's why you hate him so much. But he was actually stronger than what we were giving him credit for.
Gotcha. Well,
that's right. We just had to. It's been a year, folks. I'm
that
sorry.
Is true. That is true. He was in novice tournament too. And no, he wasn't. Where was he? No, is he intermediate? He is. These are the. God damn it! I don't have these in order. He fought. I know who he fought against. But I am having a hard time finding him. There he is. Yep. Yeah, he fought against Anya, and he actually won. And then he fought against Octavia and lost. Yeah. So I mean, that still being the case, I don't know. He was just fucking weird to fight against, or to fight against. Yep. I got him. There you go, Rexon. He probably, with that fix, he might go up a spot or two.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh wow, that changes everything. Let me put him at number 3 or whatever. So I'm gonna keep him at 31. So now at 30, this is who we fought against. Anya.
Yeah, she didn't score very high either with me. I was like, oh boy, you can fly.
Yeah.
Well, she was a mode user. And mode users aren't really my favorite.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where did I put her? You said Anya, 26, and that might be a little generous.
26.
Yeah, that might be a little generous.
I think she's relatively. Oh yeah, she has a new thing. Yeah, because that's really that's all she has. Is she has flying and grounded. And grounded, I mean, she basically had cards that depend on how she was, but obviously she did better if she was flying. So like,
it was like, yeah, she was flying, but she had like no guard. She was vulnerable.
she was vulnerable.
like, so it's like I believe it was she couldn't have armor, and her guard was like.
Nope. Opponents ignore guard and armor.
Yeah, there you go.
But the opponent has -1 maximum range, so her whole shtick just never felt like enough. Where it was like ignoring guard and armor is like a huge thing, and it's like to get a -1, like a -1 to range. Yeah, against certain characters, against Seth, she's beating his ass. Well, not necessarily, because if she gets stunned, then she goes to grounded and she gets -1 power.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, yeah, if she hits while she's flying, like diving, she ignores guard. If she's hit while grounded, she gets +2 power.
Okay.
She is higher up because I liked her theme, and I liked the fact that she could be versatile against like, oh, okay, this person has 0. He has like very, very low range. Well, I'm just gonna stay flying and gain these benefits, and then when they least expect, I'm gonna dive bomb on.
Yeah.
But she just happened to go up against. She fought Rexen and lost. But I can see her doing better. Like, I can see her doing well. Out of the ones from Wanderers that we did play, that were in this tournament, who was it? Yeah, I got the Wanderers book right here. I don't think we had a whole lot. Oh, no, we actually had... We had 4. 4 out of the 10.
Yeah.
Anya, John, Cora, and Veckel were all brand new ones. Yeah, like, fly nimbly to evade ranged attacks and gain increased mobility. Sure. But still kind of one note.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you can fly. You're a bird girl. Not the worst I've played, but definitely not a first pick. Okay, here's one that might be lower for you, because I know you didn't really care for her. My number 29 is Anath.
Anath.
Besides the fact that I hate her name.
Anath, yeah. What'd you say she was for you?
She is 29.
Okay, so for me, let's see here. So she is. So she's bad.
Where? I'm gonna pull out her. She's the one with the 4 aspects.
I think she's at 30. 30 for me.
30?
Where's my second?
Like literally one below.
30, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we had
another mode user.
Another mode user. There are a lot in this game. That's how they kind of differentiate them. I mean, there's one, the Hexzeba or whatever, the witch.
Yeah.
Her and the alcoholic guy, they're almost like mirror images of each other.
Yeah.
Like, so mode users can get kind of repetitive. They do play different, but you're like, you're kind of the same. Yeah, I mean...
It's your mode users, your buff stackers.
Yeah.
I think Alcohol Guy's more of a buff stacker, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Like, him and Klinhide are kind of similar.
A little bit, yeah.
Hepzibah, yeah. Who else was a buff stacker? There was someone else. Oh, I think Runica is kind of a buff stacker.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Anath, that's exactly what she is. She has 4 aspects: death, devastation, hate, and ruin. And, yeah, go ahead. Oh, I didn't even see her aspects. The art's really cool. Yeah. What were your thoughts on her?
She was the one that had really powerful modes, but they made her very telegraphed.
Yep. She did not do well against fighting.
It's like, like, okay, she may have a lot of power and guard, but now she has less range and essentially less movement. I believe. I can't remember correctly how the cards work.
So the aspect of death gave you +1 to 3 range, and then zeros on the rest. So and you had to announce them. You had to basically like, oh hey, this is kind of like what Victor did. Is on your recycle. You had to cycle them out, and you had to put a new one in. So it's like, okay, well you're gonna go high range. Okay, well you have 2 bases there, and then that. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay, guess I'll close up.
Yep.
Come on, you.
Then you have aspect of hate, gives you +3 power, -2 priority. It's like, but no guard, no nothing. It's like, oh yeah, you'll hit me hard. Well, I'm gonna go faster than you.
Yeah, or I'll stay far away from you.
Yeah. Aspect of devastation was priority, +3 priority, -1 power.
But you're weak, so I'll turtle up
Yep.
and beat you up.
Yep. And then aspect of ruin it was zeros across the board, but gave you 2 armor. But if they are at range 3 or higher, you miss.
Yeah.
So, just anything in this game that telegraphs what you're doing is not great.
No. No.
And that's really kind of all she's about. I mean, I can't even remember. Did she have ways to like quickly swap her aspects?
No, I think it was something she could do on recycle, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah. Put aspects in your discard pile. So, yeah, literally the same thing as Victor. That's almost word for word exactly, except that instead of aspects, it was suggestions.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, this is what I'm doing this round.
Yep. So yeah, like, but I think even with that, you still have a lot of options. Like, she still gains something from it. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, at least if
plus 3 power is not nothing.
Plus 3 power.
But you have to think, how do her standard styles look? Like, or how do her styles look?
Yeah.
Are they on the lower side?
They're zeros, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a few have an extra increase in range. None of them increase power, except her actual regular base, but that's 5 power. But another one is nothing. Yeah, nothing increases power, nothing increases guard, and a few increase range and a few lower priority. Mm-hmm. So she really relies heavily on the aspects. Mm-hmm. But I'll take her over Victor because at least Victor can gain nothing from telegraphing everything. And I think her theme is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but still, she's not that high up. Like, she's not doing too great. And I know you don't like her because it's just not fun to be predicted. At least if you're being predicted, it's because one of us outthought the other person, or it's a trade or whatever. But whenever it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you picked that aspect, I guess I'll do this.
Do this because. Yeah, I mean, they made the aspects powerful, but it's like very telegraphed. It's like, okay, I definitely don't want to be in this situation. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't want to do a strike trade when her power is plus 3.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep, that's a good point. All right, number 28. This one will probably be higher for you, but maybe not. She might be in the middle. Magdalena.
She was a little middling for me because I don't hate her that much.
And I
memorize her, but she was actually 10.
10?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where she was going to be for you. I know you liked her. And we're getting to the point in my own kind of ranking where, like, I don't hate these characters. Like, the bottom 5, like John, Hikech, Cherry, Zanisha, and Victor, I actually hated. But then it's like, okay, like, I would play John. I would play Rexon. I'll play Magdalena. I think for me, she's lower because she is so fucking polarizing. She's just so swingy. And I mean, she's 10 for you, so why's she so high?
Well, it's just kind of neat.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got weak ass styles, and it's like you have to wait at least like 3-4, channels before you're going to be on the same level as your opponent.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to somehow survive these first fucking rounds by just trying to be tenacious.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I know in like a gameplay aspect, it's a little frustrating. You know, trying to fight her, it's like, okay, you're going to drag it out, but that's what she is supposed to do.
Right.
Dribbled. And I dribbled my drink on myself. I'm having a stroke over this. Anyway. So she isn't too bad.
Yeah.
You know, I don't hate her. I don't mind playing her. Mm-hmm. I can understand playing against her be frustrating, but no, I have a good time with her.
Yeah, it's just one of those that, like, I also think she's like, as a theme, I don't like, because it's like, it's just so, okay, so she just levels up. And so she sucks from 0 to 1. 2 is probably where she is on par with everyone because she gets plus 2s. Then 3s is like, all right, I might beat you out on a few things. And then by the time she's level 4 and level 5, it's not happening.
It's like, yeah.
And it's so easy. She just constantly gains trances, and I don't believe she has ways of not gaining trances. Mm-hmm. Her spiritual. If this attack did not hit, you cannot trance or level up. Okay. But for the most part, there's no way for your opponent to stop you from gaining trances. So it's an attrition battle. Like, okay, well, I hope I can close this out before she, before she levels up. Otherwise, she is going to win.
Yeah.
So, once again, not like the worst. And I think it was more of just I just don't like playing against her, and I don't particularly have a great time playing as her.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it just doesn't feel like fun. It's just like, oh man, I just kept dodging and kept evading, and now everything I do will just kill you. +5, like you're level 5, +5 on power, priority, and guard. I mean, come on. Yeah, no one.
Smear you.
No one's gonna.
But at the same time, it's like, she's going first, so you can kind of play it like that.
And that's the beauty of BattleCon, where there are counters. Like +5 on everything is huge, but there are people that want to go last. Or you place her against Lim. The disparity.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, the disparity is here, so my power is 15, and I have stun immunity, so I'll kill you. So. Yeah, and who'd she fight against? Magdalena did pretty well. I think she made it to the finale. Yeah, she beat Klinhide, and then Jin beat her.
Jen, yeah, Jen was mean.
And that was actually you beat me. I was playing Magdalena, and man, maybe there was a theme as Jin, and I think it was one of those where I didn't quite get. I don't think I was at level 4 yet. But 3 is like still beatable on the +3s, but most likely not. So, but that's why she's higher. My number 27. Where is he? I'm curious actually where he's going to be for you now. Enderbite.
Enderbite, huh? 27.
Yep.
Let's see here. Still put him pretty high. Put him at 8. He's pretty up there.
I wasn't sure if he was...
He's one I remember. I played him in the past. I mean, he's got solid stats. He's a bruiser. You can customize. That's really cool. But yeah, in circumstances where it's like, okay, you definitely know that they're... If you know the broad strokes of your opponent, are they a ranger? Are they a close ranger? And then you could build for that.
Yeah.
And that's really... Because he's not super complicated. It's mostly in, like, okay, he has an energy tokens.
Yeah.
He spends them to do stuff. His mode is how he gets his energy, and it gives him an alternate use for his energy besides his cards.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, he can be a heavy ranger, solid, like, close range, and then...
so versatile. I just think he's cheap. I think he's a cheap character.
Yeah, because he's not complicated. I mean, all the complexities in the pregame. Yeah. Before you even play.
You are absolutely correct, which is very surprising. Like, props on them, because when you hear, he's fully customizable, which he is, it's like, oh man, how am I going to balance him? It's really not hard to figure out if you want to play a certain way. But I mean, honestly, the thing is they didn't make. He's not a disruptor. He's not a mage. He's not doing any weird wonky shit. It does kind of come down to, can he hit far away or can he hit hard? You know, but. And he's not unbeatable. I mean, we saw how it was, but in the tournament, he wiped, because I think he went to the finale. He wiped Victor, and I played Victor, and I didn't know how Enderbite was played. And then he fought Eric, and you didn't know how I built him. So it's just like, there's nothing I can do. And then whenever we did do it, where you knew, then he's like, now I can actually counter, and now I can play against him. But I don't know. Maybe it was because it was a tournament, and so he just feels unfair. Because I think anyone who's gonna, if I were to play casually with anyone, and they're like, I want to play Enderbite, I'd be like, okay, you need to tell me how you're building him, because that's just the only way to be fair. So
no, you definitely have to know his stats.
Yeah.
Short of if you just did a closed research kind of game, that'd be interesting. Just remove all the open knowledge of the game. I feel like certain characters would be I feel like in those situations, like Alexion would be overpowered.
That's true.
Where he's just a smearer. There's several characters that when you in circumstances you don't have to think. It's just like, oh, I do this and I crush you.
That's
and I do
true.
that, and I just whoop your ass.
That's true. That's why we don't like Exceed, the deck card game of this, because there was just too much unknown. I don't know what's in your hand. I don't know what's in your deck. Yada yada. The reason why we like BattleCon so much is that, well, pretty much everything is open knowledge except what you might choose.
Yeah.
And then it becomes less about the game, but more about reading the other person. Like, Devin's right up on me. I know he has dodge in his hand. I would dodge here, but Devin's an idiot and he doesn't dodge. You know? And then you're sitting there like, I'm totally dodging. And then it's like, damn it. Or like the one time where you're like, you never play grab. I'm like, you're right. I guess I never do, and I did this time.
Fucking Seth.
Yeah. So Enderbite, I mean, he is up there because I do think his customization is cool, but that's as far as I go. I could not rank him higher because I just think he's so cheap. So that is where he was at for me. You said he was 8 for you?
I mean, maybe if he had some, like, reduced... Like, what was it? What would you look at? He had no negative power afflictions.
He had no
he
negative...
had only positives.
No,
he had a lot of
one
range...
card. One card with a negative power and negative 4 priority.
No, that wasn't him. That was Seth.
You're right, that was Seth.
Seth.
We've played so many games lately
right.
that I'm like, they're all the same. You're right. No, you're right.
He had no negative power afflictions. He had a lot of different range modifiers. He could be pretty mobile if you wanted to. His guard was a little more... Like, he could be really powerful, but I think he kind of suffered in the guard region. So he could be, like, overpowered in certain circumstances, I believe.
I think he would be higher if he was limited customization. Hey, he has to have these, like, he has to have these 2 styles and these 2 bases.
Yeah.
And then you get to pick 5 bases and 4 styles. You know, you get to somewhat do it so anyone playing against you could be like, well, I know for a fact you have these. So what weird ones did you choose out of the, you know, I mean, I would even go probably further, like, he has a static 4 and he can pick 3 bases and 2 styles.
Yeah.
Then it's like, well, I don't really know what you pick, so how do you modify what you're statically given? But he is not that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe another thing, like, have all the customizable styles, maybe not have so many unique bases. Maybe limit him to just a 1 unique base, because the way that the rules read is pick, was it 7?
7 bases.
7 bases.
Yep.
Did not specify how many of the uniques you could pick. So, and he has like four or five unique bases. I think it's 4. And yeah, you went in with all 4.
I did. Yeah.
And that can really, throw off the gambit.
And we saw how it worked. I went in all 4 against Eric, and Eric got 3 damage on him. And it was just like a wipe. And then went in the same build against Seth, and Seth's like, well, I know you have the 4, so, and this is your only options now, because like how Seth succeeds is by process of elimination. And when you can do that, then Enderbite is, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep him at 27 because I don't want to fix him. But he's not horrible. I got him 9 from the bottom. All right, 26. Cora, the Sentinel of the Sands. She's probably gonna be lower for you.
Yeah, she scored pretty low because I just didn't memorize her at all.
Yeah.
She's next to last. I'm just like, I don't know a fucking thing.
She's 35.
Like pokey.
That was literally it. Yep. Deplete all thorns as a discard a style. It goes to your discard pile alongside your attack pair during recycle. Oh, this is your opponent. So if you get rid of all thorns, then you have to start losing cards. And yeah, you're right. She's kind of like a she's a, what do you say, a daughter? Like a dot?
Oh, yeah.
Dot, yeah. Where literally, if you have thorns in your area at the start, you just take damage.
Yeah.
And I don't mind dot characters. Because it's almost like an immediate satisfaction. You almost get to be like, every single time, be like, oh, yeah, chip 2. Chip 2. Chip 1. Chip 1. Okay,
I like that.
Yep, alright. And, I mean, once again, in a 20-life game, if you're constantly chipping and I'm also hitting you, it's like, okay, yeah, you're not going to die from chip, but you're a lot lower than me now because of that.
Yeah.
And then to get rid of them, you also have to get rid of a style. So it's like, that's just lessening what your opponent can do. while also not suffering any negative consequences for having it. But you're right, she's still lower because she isn't memorable.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was kind of...
Like, I'd say Kaja is more memorable than her, at least.
Yeah.
So I'm just... Maybe it's because she was first edition, of course.
Yeah.
Devastation, so that's why I know her better.
Yeah.
Korra is very recent.
Korra is very brand new, and there's other characters...
She got eliminated immediately, so...
She did. Who'd she fight? Bane Veer! Yeah, so Bane Veer just beat the ass off every Wanderer's character, pretty much.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Like, God, you don't even belong here. But out of the 4 that were in here, I think we've actually talked about most of them that came from Wanderers. Yeah, almost all of them are at the bottom. Like Anya, John, Korra, pretty much at bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she was relatively neat. Not the worst. Not super amazing. I'd play her like if she was random to be in, but yeah, you're right. There's better dot characters that just chip people away. All right. Anything else on Korra? Yeah. She was like 35.
Like,
you're just like, yeah, whatever.
I'm like, I don't have much to say about her.
Yeah. All right. My number 25 is Lim.
Lim, huh? That's my 31.
Okay.
I'm like, I didn't like her priority style of disparity nonsense, I don't believe.
Yeah.
And of the predictors, I think she's my least favorite. Her and Cherry, I just don't like their gimmick.
Yeah.
I just don't think I like them. Like,
yeah.
Seth is definitely my favorite of the predictors.
Right.
Him and Octavia. I had to play Octavia again, but I remember being really liking her.
Yeah. Octavia did super well against Alexia.
Yeah, she's like my favorite ranged / predictor. One of my
because the predictors are so... It's like... It's another level of something you have to think about. And depending on your opponent just has to be like, what 2 cards are cool? And you're sitting there like, okay, I have to play a pair to counteract whatever they do. On top of this thing, that just adds more. So yeah, with Lim being like, when active players determine your disparity becomes the difference between your priority and the opponent, and as a limited ante, you can choose to increase or decrease your priority. I don't think either of us really did super well with her, but I like disruptors. I think it's pretty neat. I think she does have a unique theme around her. If you can kind of like with all the well, she's technically considered a brawler, but nah. I think if you can guess them, like, out of all the characters, if you, as Seth or Cherry or Lim or whoever, if you can read your opponent, you're going to wipe them. And, I mean, just even one of hers where it's like, oh, hey, if at the start your disparity is greater than 6, you get +3 power. If it's greater than 4, you get +2 power. Oh, I paired that with Strike, and you're right there. And so that's 7 damage, which is a lot. Oh, I'm going to back up with Surreal because I'm going to make my disparity 0 to... Oh, it's 5. So now this... Yeah, so... And the disparity, she's kind of one of those, again, that she either will do really well if you can get her disparity where you need it to, or you're just going to suck ass.
Yeah.
If your opponent is also planning, oh, you're probably going to alter your range. Well, I'm going to change my priority, so your disparity... Your range is now 0 to 1, and you thought it was going to be 0 to 3.
Yeah.
So she can be pretty hard countered, and probably not even through anyone's fault. But she is higher, at least for me, at 25. Okay. Just because I like that extra level of thinking, and it can be a little bit rewarding if you do get it.
Right.
But yeah, all right. 24. Oriax.
Oriax.
God hacker.
Of the Blind Forest.
Oh. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Let's see what I give him. I give him 16.
16?
16.
Yeah. Okay.
Not too bad.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah, he stuck out a little bit more. He stuck out in the tournament. He had some good fights.
He did. He did. He was definitely advanced. He fought against... Byron.
Yeah, he's the one who beat Byron.
He is the one who beat Byron and then lost to Lissandra. So
Lissandra had She did a lot better than I thought she would.
She really did. Like when Byron and Oriax were in there, I was like, okay, like they're probably gonna sweep.
Yeah, Byron. Yeah, he's like right up there with Alexian, at least in power level to me.
Yeah,
like as like a ranger versus like Alexian's melee.
Yeah, because he just stands there and he's like, my strike is 0 to 6 range, and I hit you.
And it has plus power.
Yep, and so, because you're expecting, oh, okay, that's what he's going to do. Oh my god, how did he hit me? Yeah, so, but Oriax was really, oh, fuck you, Lim, get out of here. I thought Oriax was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Like, in terms of the mode fighters that you well, not really a mode, but
how would you describe him? He's like you know, we said he was like Jaeger.
Yes.
So in a way, he's
mainly like Jaeger. He buffs himself.
He's got the one-time use cards, essentially. The one-time use deck style.
Yeah. But they're different because he gets if what do they call it in where's this
desperation.
Yes.
He gets an extra buff if he's short on them.
Yep. You have desperation if you have 3 or fewer. So like Tamaris on reveal you cause a clash. So I think that extra level is really cool. Mm-hmm. Like, Sangalia, reveal, you get armor 2. But if you hit and you're desperate, you also regain 2 life.
Yeah.
So you'll organize these in such a way that will, like with Jaeger, his are just like really badass attacks.
Mm-hmm. For very specific circumstances each.
Yes. And I think he has his finisher, one side of his finisher allows him to take 1 back.
Oh,
but
nice.
Other than that, they're gone.
Yeah, how many was it? Did he get like 4?
4 or 5, yeah.
I just remember one did like 8 damage.
Yes, yeah, his like Blood Moon, 8 damage. But if you miss, that is your hook.
Yep, it's gone.
And then, but yeah, like, I think, because you're going to order these depending on who you're fighting against, getting different benefits. And then also you might play them in a specific order because you want the desperation. And then, like, his ultimate is you trash an inactive deity for +2 power. Like, a 1 to 2 range, it's already 3. So you can just be like, oh, okay, get rid of this one to make you desperate again. In terms of the ones that came with the whole package or the fan made ones, he's really good. Like, I mean, but he also has one card, Fickle. Ignore guard, ignore armor, but you are also vulnerable. So he's like, man, I better go first. But you can do really neat stuff, like different kind of combos with his abilities. Yeah. Painful, if you hit and you're desperate, then you get armor 2, and if you play the one that also, so you can get 4 armor. Yeah, I like him quite a bit.
He's a solid mid-tier.
Yeah. I mean, he's not quite mid-tier for me, he's not as high, but that just kind of came down to, I liked other characters better. Mm-hmm. This is just one more thing to think about. And then also, like, what kept him from going any higher for me was once he ran out of those cards, it was like, well, I suck. And so if you don't play him the best, which I know I didn't, it's like, fuck, all my hacking abilities are gone. So that's 24. My number 23, I am also curious as to where he's at for you, because this one was one that probably should be lower, but I really like his theme, and that is Eric. Eric Russell Zane.
Gave him, just for theme, really, 18?
18?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty up there.
Yeah, Eric, out of all of these, was the one that, unfortunately, we didn't really get to see play that well, because he played against the broken character Enderbite. So, I mean, that's the biggest reason why he's not higher. I can see, based off his theme, that he could be really, like, he is a disruptor, and man, would he just fuck over so many characters.
Yep.
Like,
fuck your start. You're probably gonna burst. No.
Nope. Or even, like, bigger ones. Like, Seth, whenever it's like, is his Omen, is it on start if you had...
I believe it's on reveal.
Is it on reveal?
It's reveal, so it would still be all his shit.
Yeah, that's really his only weakness.
But he has one that gives everybody stun immunity.
Oh, you're right.
So he could just be like, nah, I'm not stunned, dog.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, Enderbite, I felt so bad. I felt like I was just cheesing. No, it is on start. start if you have foresight. So he could be like,
shit.
I don't really care what you're gonna guess. Like,
It's not happening.
But you're right. So he can cancel all starts and he can cancel.
Yeah, damn.
So that's what has him higher, like, than the rest. Technically, he shit himself. He was a 19-year-old kid in a war against people, against a golem, a 1,000-year-old golem.
He had no feelings.
It's just like, how old are you? I don't care. Time is nothing to me. But so what he can do, he has the 4 things where he can ante and he can prevent start end effects, before after effects, hit damage effects, and then give everyone stun immunity. And I think that's really creative. Like, because you can ante them in a way where it's like, well, he's probably going to do this. I don't want that start effect, so I'm going to play something that's hit damage. And didn't he also have ways that he could play more than one? Like, I think one of his green cards...
Yeah, one of his cards let him play another one.
Okay. But you couldn't get it back. You couldn't get it back.
Yeah, you couldn't regain it.
Yeah.
And there were some that let him regain them.
Yeah. So in terms of disruptors,
But it's kind of difficult for him to get those back.
That is true.
Because he has to hit or he has to damage on some.
Yeah, or
it's not like an automatic he gets them back.
I think he has one card that's like at the end he gets to regain.
Yeah, one was like an
on
end,
recycle.
one was a hit, and I think one was like a damage.
So if we got to see him more, I think he could actually be really high.
Yeah.
I think I would like him quite a bit. But so I put him at 23, giving him the benefit of the doubt. Theoretically, he could also suck ass and just be like, okay, well, these tokens don't matter. But I imagine we rely heavily on effects like that, and a lot of other characters do. So yeah, that's where he's at. You said 18?
18.
Okay, cool. Okay, 22. This is the last Wanderer's character, and he's probably lower. He might be lower for you because we couldn't really. We were like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
But Vekel, Sir Vekel Voros.
Vekel.
Yeah,
he really shouldn't have ranked that high. I just thought he's cool. He's like, he's a Raven Knight.
He's super cool. Dope. Yeah.
I give him 19.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. He's got a really cool aesthetic. You know, summoning ghosts and shit. He had some armor effects. I don't remember too much about his fighting style, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, his theme, his design is really neat. No, I think he's really cool because, once again, he's a dot character. So, and what's neat is his wisps stay on the board and they like follow the enemy.
That's right.
So it's like, you withdraw one if it's on an opponent for chip 1, but then starting with the nearest to the opponent, you shift each one towards the opponent.
So if they end their turn on one, then it hurts them.
Yes. So it's like you maneuver around your ghosts, and it prevents other people because they don't want to get chipped. But then, loyal, when you inflict chip, +1 power this beat and next beat. You're right. He gains armor. He can
what is he classified as? The brawler.
Tactician.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he does a lot of his cards. Actually, all of them rely on wisp. So if people are good at avoiding them, then
or he's not getting them out, or how do they come out?
Let's see. You ante them. You place one on or adjacent to you.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So he is a limited ante. But he could do some really neat stuff. Undead, push 1 per damage dealt as far as possible. Chip 1 for each wisp space the opponent enters during this movement.
Okay.
So, if you can do, 3 damage, you just push them back, and then their ghosts are hitting them.
Yeah, possibly.
So, probably, once again, he's the last one out of all the Wanderers. And I think he's the coolest. Both in design and maneuverability. Because unlike... some of the other ones, like the Thorn one, the Dot, Korra, it's like, those just kind of happen. I'm just giving you Thorn counters. But him, you're like, you have to work. You have to work on getting that damage. He just had the unfortunate effect of
getting wiped early.
He also, that's funny. It's because he fought Kaguya.
He got out-dotted.
He did get out-dotted because hers was also just kind of naturally gonna happen, and he had to work for it. But he was also new. I feel like he could have done a little bit better on a repeat play. But yeah, that was 22. 21. Where is she? There she is.
Eerie. Another mode fighter.
Ariel Diamorella.
Yes. What'd you say you gave her? 20?
She's a 21.
21. I gave her 17.
Okay.
We're a little bit higher.
Yeah.
She's also kind of a broadcaster.
Yeah.
That was one of her flaws.
Yeah.
That's
a little bit better, though, than... where the fuck is
Anath.
she? Anath.
Yeah, a little bit better there. Because hers weren't quite as overwhelmingly broadcasted.
Yeah. Because
she had like 3 modes. There was like ranged, melee, and...
Priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because what made her higher for me that I thought was really cool is she had the... she did have the 3 forms, the Cosmic, Knight, and Magical form. But she also got... If she stayed as one, she got a benefit, but then she transformed, she got a benefit.
She had the transformation benefit.
So she wasn't as predictable as, like, literally Anath going, I'm gonna do Aspect of Hate, and it's like, okay, time to pick cards. Like, these were Annied, like, for you to be like, oh, limit Annie, choose one, you can change it, or you can, or as an anti, you can do her Stabilize. So it's like, oh, Cosmic Form, I'm gonna do her Exceed and just get an Armor 1.
Yeah.
Like...
well, her Exceeds, you had to use her ult for. That was the only way to get her.
Oh, yeah, apply your Facade Stabilize, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, what was her ult? For the rest of the duel, gain reveal. Oh, yeah, apply your Facades Exceed to your attack. Yeah, that is true. But yes, apply the Stabilize attack. Cosmic Form gave you +3 priority. Oh, yeah, because her Stabilize were based off of reveal. So... It was like on reveal at that range, she got something.
Okay.
So, which can still be pretty good because it's like, well, I'm right next to you, and the only way for you to beat my reveal is to also have a reveal.
Yeah.
But I think they're supposed to be simultaneous.
Yeah. And she was a little difficult to use because I didn't feel like a lot of her benefits were powerful enough to a degree. So, I don't know. I forget. Who'd she play?
I was about to look that up. She fought Lissandra.
God. Shit on everybody.
Because Lissandra had the static abilities from her summons and because of those, that gave her a buff that countered her transforms buff, and it's like, well, I don't have to announce what I'm doing. I guess they're all here for me to see, but I can anti these for special effects. So
I mean, yeah, it's like I like her. I kind of like her design. You know, the whole fighter magical girl thing. is kind of fun.
Pop star. Yeah.
But yeah, mid-tier.
Yeah.
Mid-tier.
Yeah,
solid.
All right. Next up, number 20 is someone that will probably be higher for you, and this was one that I didn't even really get to play. Gar. Yep. Guide to the Sixth Path.
Gar got pretty up there because I liked how basic and powerful her bases were.
Oh, I guess those are her. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, where was she for you?
9.
Number 9 in the top 10. Oh, yep, she just had badass bases. They were so broken. But, like, and she relied, the reason why Gar probably didn't win, she happened to go up against Bane Veer, who was like, oh, no styles.
Yeah.
So your powerful bases, oh, unfortunately, you don't have any way to move.
Yeah, but they had no text.
They have no text.
It was all just the big numbers with high numbers, but no text at all.
Yep. Yeah, Step.
So all the movement was based on the styles.
It was, yeah. Step is 8 priority. Eruption was 5 power, 4 guard. Smash, 5 power, 3 priority, 4 guard. Lunge, 1 to 3 range, 3 power, 4 priority. Fire, all variations of the regular bases, 1 to 4, 4 power, 3 guard. And Hurl, 6. It was just, she's disgusting.
Yeah.
She walked in and bent O'Brien over and just took him to town. But yeah, you're right. All of the end is your movement and stuff. Yeah, Gar, for really all intents and purposes, should be the champion of that first tournament. Go for it. Deck. But hard counter, unexpected hard counter. That's one of my favorite things of this tournament was it was all random and they all either fit super thematic or they were randomly really good pairing. And so that's just kind of shows how great BattleCon is the fact that we randomly picked them, and they all fought well against each other. So, except for a few. But yep. So Gar is one of those that she's at 20. Because I actually didn't play her. Mm-hmm. Like, I watched her beat O'Brien to death. Well, because it's one of those things that it's like, because, yeah, you have those bases, but my only reference is really the bases in my hand. And so it's like, I don't quite know, like, what changes about your strike?
Right.
I mean, yeah, technically I have the thing in front of me, but it's like, oh, God, now I'm trying to predict around this, and it's like, well, my styles are letting me move, so now I'm just going to beat your ass with this 8 power attack. And it's like, okay. Yeah. So, could go higher, but I personally didn't play her. Mm-hmm. All right. Number 19. Probably the best. Yeah, probably the best daughter on here. Kaguya. Yeah, Kaguya. Septi Salix, the Forest Guardian.
Brush up against you and give you a little kiss.
She's literally disgusting. Like, because what was it? Oh yeah, she put like bug tokens like on her.
She had to, if
it was theoretically it was supposed to go on ours.
If she moved you past her.
Yep.
Either way, yeah, you would just accrue bug tokens that would go on her.
Yep.
Recycle.
And then whenever they recycled, you took damage, and it's just one of those that she has so many ways to push and pull you that it's like just constantly grind and just twerking on you, and then just like then you just oh man, like is that crabs? Like what the fuck did you just give me? And then it hurt. Oh my god. Yeah, like she did really well. Who'd she lose to? I thought she was. Oh,
she definitely made it to the last round.
She did. She beat the shit out of Hikech, outdotted Vekal, and then lost to Dolores.
Dolores, yeah.
Where was she for you?
She did pretty good. I gave her 11. Yeah, she's pretty up there.
Yeah, I know you did. You liked her. You did really well with her. And in terms of chip damage kind of characters, I'm trying to look at the remainder. I think she's the last one.
Yeah.
That I can see. Yeah. So, but I mean, the chip damage ones, yeah, they kind of have to work for it a little bit. And if you have, I mean, you want to know a great counter for Kaguya? John. He's just like, nah, I'm not moving.
Yeah, that's happening.
And you're not moving either because you expected me to move? Well, time to fucking get a taste of the stone. All right. 18. Octavia 6.
Yeah. Oh, she did pretty well in my groove. Yeah, she was 6.
Number 6.
That's funny. Octavia 6 is 6.
It's number 6. You did that on purpose? No. All right. Why do you like her so much?
Oh, I think I've touched on it a couple times. You know, she's one of my favorite predictors.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I know I struggle with ranged fighters, but I felt like her prediction was very satisfying. Remind me what the buffs were.
Yeah,
I remember having a good time.
Yeah, on ante, you choose a number as your target lock. If the opponent's next ante is a pass, locked on while the opponent's printed priority matches your target lock, you are locked on. Reveal, while you're locked on, plus 10 tiebreaker priority, the opponent cannot avoid attacks.
You just hit them.
Yep.
It is, you are going first, and fuck them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And did she get anything? Start locked on, the opponent cannot advance or retreat.
Beautiful.
Vulnerable. Hit locked on, you ignore guard. Hit armor 2. Armor 2. Before locked on, your range becomes 1 to 6. Yep. Oh, sorry, that's her ultimate.
And she's very similar to Seth in a way, that in the way you can limit their choices.
Yeah.
Because like with Seth, it's always a guaranteed 5 cards. Like 4 or 5 bases that you can pick from.
Yeah.
And she just goes off priority numbers.
Yeah.
Which is a little more complicated if their styles are all over the place.
Yes.
If their styles are very similar, like say with a Seth, or like they just don't have a lot of variance.
Yeah.
To the priorities, then she can still. It's identical to Seth.
Was it printed priority on the style?
It was printed priority with both. style and base.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Printed priority, not including the token, not including anything token related.
Yeah. So, like, if I played whatever, if, like, so the style and the base, if that was 6 and you guessed 6, it's like, I fucking gotcha. Yeah. She's really cool in theme. I mean, she's at 18 for me, which is relatively high. I think she's not as high as some other predictors because whereas I do think the benefit is really good. Like, plus 10 priority, you're gonna, and they can't avoid it. You are going to hit them. For some characters, unfortunately, who I played against her, who fucking cares if you're hitting me? Like, okay, unless you ignore guard, then you stun them. But it's also, I feel like it's a little bit harder to predict because you have to get the both numbers added together.
For sure. But I mean, the way they describe her is hers is more designed to lock down the least optimal path for your opponent to take.
Yeah.
If you're like, this is really going to fuck me up, or this is the absolute best avenue for them, I'm going to call this number, anticipating this pair to keep them from doing that. So that's, or if they do that, then gotcha.
Yep. It came down to, I mean, she made it. She was in the second tournament. She sniped Rexen.
And but unfortunately, the weakness of all rangers is range. You know, you're overshooting everything.
Yep.
And close rangers are gonna fuck you.
Yep. And she fought Alexian,
Yeah.
who was all about like, I'm way over here. No, I'm right here. And right. She's like, okay, where is he? Got him. Oh my god.
He's right here.
I shot you. Yeah, you did. Now I'm fucking mad. Yep. But yeah, she is really cool. She is right. It's literally right in the middle. At number 18. So you said she was, what was she for you? 6. She was number 6. Okay. Number 17. Jin. Yeah.
Jin.
Jin was fucking dope.
Yeah, he's cool beans. I gave him 7.
7?
Yeah,
really? You liked him
him.
that much?
Yeah.
Did you play as him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
played
did.
him once.
Yeah, because you beat me as
I was surprised. I thought his theming was a little meh.
You beat him as Magdalena. Yeah, I was playing
but
Magdalena.
I thought he had a really cool style. Like I felt like I could breeze play him.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like super stressed. I felt like I could play against a lot of characters and have an okay time with Jin.
Yeah, that's true. Because he had the Scouters. So 2 Scouters when you're hit by an opponent, withdraw each Scouter between you and that opponent. Armor 2 per Scouter withdrawn this way. Works a little bit like Caitlyn. Like wormholes, like, except, hey, I will just have these defend me, versus you have to move into them to get me armor.
Yeah.
Where is he? Where's his styles? Yeah, so, but once again, works. It's really cool thematically, I think, because he has these drones running around, like, picking at people. Oh, hey, on reveal, shocking. +1 power and 2 priority for each Scouter on or adjacent to the opponent. Great! They're surrounded. You can shift Scouters. You're able to move them, because Caitlyn is like, these are the wormholes. This is where they're at.
Yeah.
I think you also had one really cool move, or almost had a really cool move, because he had like a way to teleport. Like, split second, when you are hit, you may teleport to a Scouter. If you did place that in the space you left, you like alternate with them. And he had relatively good modifiers. So
he was a solid fighter. Yeah, he's one of those tacticians you can pick up, and I had a good time with him.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like I kind of find it a hard time deciding any negatives.
Yeah,
because
like sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, go for it.
But his theming was a little, I was like, okay, so he's a Dark King and he's got Scouters? I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, looking at him at first, I'm like, kind of bland. But no, he was a ball to play. And I like it when they're easy to play.
Yeah, especially
I feel like I have several options for different circumstances, and I don't feel like I have to, like I felt with Caitlyn. I was just like, okay,
yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah,
I'll run 100 numbers real quick.
Right. Yeah, Jin is not that complex.
Yeah.
Like, just and he's a solid like kind of tank. Okay, I'm just gonna maneuver these drones in front of me and get some armor for it, and kind of have them whittle you down. He's really an all around fighter. So he's super good. All right, number 16, Clinhide 8.
Hyde. He was number 8 for me.
Number 8.
Oh my god, I did put him at 8.
Stop!
That's fucking
Clinhide
hilarious.
8. There's no one else with names, like numbers in their names, are
Yeah,
there?
I fucking put him at 8.
That's so...
Him and both completely on accident.
Octavia 6 and Clinhide 8. That's amazing. That is amazing. He was another mode fighter.
Yeah. Well, no, he was like, yeah, I guess he was like a buff, but it hurt him. The more he had stacked, the more damage he took.
Yeah.
But he could just be like, I'm achieved a new level.
I've been jonesing for some charisma infusion. Just give it to me. Yeah, because... and he is kind of a risk reward because, like, whenever you played it, like, the one that gives you +2 guard, you get the rush ability, which is armor 2, but you take the sustain, so you could theoretically have these out and just try and bum rush the person and hope that they just don't beat you at your own game, and then you actually lost because you were ODing.
Yeah. So, our favorite drug user.
Yeah, I like his design. I think he's super cool.
Yeah, he got quite a rework, I believe.
Did he?
I don't remember too much, but
Yeah.
I know that I remember they had changed some things. with
Yeah,
him.
he had lots of ways to deactivate them, and then you can like bring them back. It was nice that they weren't like one and done. Like it's like, okay, all right, I got my fix, and then no way, I lied. There's more. He did relatively well, I thought. Where is he? Yeah, he beat Zanisha. No surprise there. She probably killed herself. And then I played him, and unfortunately, against Magdalena.
Yeah,
Magdalena, I think, because his downside specifically against her is he doesn't, because he's chipping himself, he also, he wasn't doing like a whole lot to take Magdalena down quickly. And so she's just like...
And she had some very powerful staying, like, because it's her build.
Yeah.
It's like she was weaker, but she had solid defenses to make sure she could outlast the early portion.
Yes, yeah.
And she had just like, I believe her unique was just like a full-on like heal herself.
Yeah, heals herself.
And I think it was heal herself like and the opponent or something.
Yeah, it just
Something
keeps
like
it
that.
around. And
Just
that's also why she's lower, is because it's like, this game, like on average, our matches are about an hour. And for her, it's like, great, this is a 2-hour match. Yippee. But other than that, yeah, he's also extremely versatile. And weirdly enough, he's higher, but he chips himself. But for his, it's like, okay, you can actively deactivate them, get the rush benefit, and then, use them to your leisure instead of just, for me to do anything, better take 10 damage, So yeah, that's why he is at 8 for you, and he is at 16 for me. Okay, ready for the next one? This is one that probably is also low for you, but I really like him. I think he works out super well, and he worked for me, and his theme is really neat. Vako!
Oh, yeah. Pogo.
Evil Overlord?
He got 24.
Yeah.
He is not my jive.
He is so cool. Yeah. So why didn't you like him?
Let's see here. I believe it was, so he spawned zombies, and then he would just keep spawning zombies through regular attack, but he had fairly low modifiers.
Yeah.
But then he could like throw down a big like shift,
a mosh pit.
Yeah, and then it's like he would deal so much damage based on zombie.
Yeah.
And he could hit based on where the zombies were.
Yep. Yep.
So like an interesting mechanic, very cool, but I just don't. I'm going off gut here. I just don't remember liking him very much. Like playing as him, or playing against him.
Yep. Because he has, so he starts, he has the 2 statuses. He could be in playing solo. After your attack, you place a zombie within your attack's range. Before optional, you can activate the chorus, and your range is from the zombies. And then you get +1 power, and your range becomes all spaces containing a zombie. You hit, withdraw all them, then you go back to playing solo. But yeah, then he has, when you're hit, withdraw all zombies adjacent to the opponent for armor. Where was the one that was extra damage for each zombie? Well, actually, they protected you on a lot of armor. Like, they gave you armor for it. But he had so many ways of just keeping zombies out, and then it's just like, yep, I'm just gonna have them beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
I also really like his theme, that he's this aspiring overlord, but he's this...
Like, I'm gonna be the evil overlord!
Yeah. Like, and that he's a guitar player. I think that's super unique. So, but I really like the ones that are very free flowing with their range, because then it's just like, well, I don't really think about anything you're doing. I don't really care where.
As long as I got zombies nearby.
Yep, you're just
like, oh, you're getting boxed in there, buddy.
Yep. Oh no, you're gonna hit me. Well, I don't need super high guard because I'm gonna get 4 armor for this. Right. So great. Yeah. He just worked for me. Although I know he didn't do super well either. He beat Anath and then lost to Jin. So, but that was whenever you played as Vako. So that's
I not like playing him. I think this Jin rolled him.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't have good memories of that.
Right. Yeah, PTSD.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is Vako.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, here she is. The one that we expected to not do well at all, and she did. Lissandra.
Lissandra.
The daughter to Byron.
Yeah,
apprentice summoner.
Whoop. My crew. Where did I put her? I put her at 28.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She did pretty good on mine. No, she didn't.
Nope. Well, I
remember you thought she was just super boring.
Yeah, she's boring. I didn't like it. I'm like, oh, yeah, you deal damage, you get the blood, you can spend more life to get summons. Mm-hmm. Which, but she just did so well.
Right?
Because those statics, like, if you're winning, like, again, you're going to keep winning.
Yeah.
They just kind of add up.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
I mean, her wins were creative. I mean, like, you played her really well. I know. Was she the one that did the ult and just ends it?
Oh, no, I remember that one, though.
Who was that?
It was the one where you had to... Oh, what was it? Yeah, you're right. I don't think we've talked about him yet. Maybe it was her. Yeah, Mazaroth. Your life becomes 1. Trash all familiars for 1 armor each. At the end of the next beat, eliminate the opponent.
Yeah.
And I won that way because I still had my dodge, and you were playing again. That was That was against Oriax, I think. Yeah. Because you couldn't retreat. So you couldn't avoid my dodge.
Right.
So I was able to stall out for 1 more turn. Which is I mean, super exciting to have that happen. No, you're right.
Because it's like, because you dumped your life and ulted, which is really cool thing to do. Because I was like, never in this game have I ever thought no one has such a potent ult,
right?
That you could actually play that strat,
right?
And it's like, I never do that for any. I don't think to look for that, and you completely blindsided me. So that'll be one of my most memorable loss, because I was just like, I'm not even mad. Fucking, you just snuck that life down.
Yeah.
You didn't even know. You were just hurting yourself, and then guess.
Yeah. By the way, ult.
Oh fuck!
And you're like, and then you're like, and I'm like, and because you knew, you're like, you're gonna dodge, and I'm like, yeah.
Like, I have nothing. I can't. It's like I can move back. Nothing. Not enough.
Yeah, I don't think you could move in advancing because it's a start. So you couldn't beat the start. You couldn't move back to like, I think it was literally just enough of 3 spaces. Like, if you had moved back once, you would have beat me.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let's just fucking see what happens.
Yeah.
So the reason why that's not why she's like higher up on here. You're right. She is very straightforward, but she is exactly what Zenithia should have been, where it's like, if I want this summon to come out, to stay out and give me this buff, then I at least get the option to be like, okay, I dealt 3 damage. Okay, I need 2 more. Alright, let's keep it even. So yeah, I'll spend that too. Because the cool things about her is the summons stay out, and you can ante them. Like Borneo, the pink penguin, it just gives you more blood. You just like, I need you. You just shank him.
That's what I needed the blood for.
Yeah, what? I guess, alright. He's dead. So, she was one of those, like I said, I guess I'm a hypocrite because I said I don't like to punish myself to gain stuff. But every time...
She did it in a better way.
Yeah.
It it was optional, and you could still get it by just dealing normal damage.
Yeah. And so if I could do a really good hit and hit maybe for 5, then it's like, oh, me spending 2 damage, it doesn't gain you anything because I hit you for 5. So it's like I'm actually still ahead.
Right, exactly.
And now I have this dragon, and then now you see these buffs. She still kind of telegraphs because you can see all the modifiers, but you don't know if I'm going to ante them. She gains stuff if she antied a summon. And the other cool thing is they weren't gone. You just now they go.
They just
go
stacked
back.
up, which was just nasty.
Yeah, but I very much see where you're coming from. It's sometimes one of those. She's so good and she did so well. I don't like her, and I totally get that. With with Josh and I for the Dice Throne tournament, it was kind of like, oh man, these characters are so busted. We fucking hate them. Like, we can't beat them with any of the better, more fun characters. I get that. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. That the one alt that I think we had that worked. Bane Veers technically was there, but that was a technicality weird fucking thing. And maybe one other person we've popped alts on. Well, we did technically with
we did have an alt clash,
which that was fucking weird. But alts very rarely go off, which is a shame because they're super cool. Like, I don't know, maybe at Gen Con if level 99 is there and Brad's there,
we beat their ass.
we just
go there, just put metal bats, just
fucking fix your game.
Where's the lore book, bitch? And then I just go over to shoot at him boots in the head. I'm taking it. If that's how we treat these guys, then I should just shoot them. No, I'm kidding. Please don't put me on a watch list. I love your game.
Oh, God. But no, what I was going to say was ask him, like, hey, do you have any fucking variants for alts? Because we never want to use them. The ones that, like, hey, for the rest of the game, you get this. Who cares? I'm about to die.
Yeah, the mode. Yeah, those mode alts.
The mode ones,
the buff. I don't know. Hey,
it's just, Anyway, because the buff ones, I think we had fights where it's like, I tried to just hold on to force just to get them to go off, and it's still never worth it.
They never seem worth it, because by then you're already low enough health that they just have to graze you.
Yeah.
And then, once you're that low, I know this is like a commentary on the game, but like once you are low health, guard becomes utterly useless.
Yeah.
And then it's like you are completely reliant on armor, positioning, and, range, what you can do there.
And so it's like, because you can have max of 10 force, and it's like, but that's half health. So it's like either increase, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that maybe there's a Facebook BattleCon group or something that might have it. Anyway, that's my number 14, Lissandra. Number 13 is most likely very high on your list, even though you suck with her, and that's Welsie.
Yeah. I know, it's super suck with her, but I really like her theme. I don't know, I cannot describe it, but she's my number 2. I hold out. Wow. I don't know why, but I like the range archery thing. I feel like it can work really cool.
Number 2, dang.
Number 2, yeah. She's one of my favorites. Weirdly,
I get it.
Suck with her.
I think her theme is extremely cool. We're definitely getting into like probably around. Yeah, it was like in the 20s. We were getting to the point where I didn't really have a lot of negatives to say about the characters. Yeah, I mean, Welsie seems extremely neat. She's the only character that can redo like attacks.
Yeah.
And God, how many times are we in matches where it's like, oh, I need this. Where's my shot? Oh my God, it's there. And she's just like, yeah, it's there. Okay, I'm gonna cast that again. I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
I feel like she's really hard to play because it's like, oh, you didn't hit me.
Yeah, I'd have to see more of her, like, to really get a feel. I know I'd like to get better with her, but it's just she's got a lot of range. She has that huge problem of overshooting.
Yeah.
Or apparently undershooting against Caitlyn, because fuck Caitlyn. God, and it's like she's very limited. She's one that I think Seth would just have a field day with, probably. Yeah, because he just had to close in and just essentially do what he did to Enderbite in that
fight. Yeah, that's true. But man, Seth, I think his would be hard actually. Well, because she is kind of either really good or really bad. If you can avoid her attacks, then she becomes just as predictable as everyone else. But if you don't, and you're getting pinged every now and then for some damage, then that just opens up the options. And for characters like Seth or anyone else who's thinking, okay, you're probably going to do this, shit, any of these are options. It's not just one. You now have 3 things to pick from, and that was really good. So if you do that again, so then you plan for that one, and then it's like, no, I'm doing my hand. And I mean, there was one, who was it against Caitlyn? Yeah, because that's when she lost, where I think it was like not even really close, but like the final health score looked closer because you ended up doing like an 8 damage attack. And I was like, oh no, I got cocky.
That one just kind of fell into place. I was like, well, these are 2 really good cards that conjure back.
Right.
And then I actually got some more recurves than I thought I was going to get. I'm like, oh shit, those will stack up to, oh shit, 8 damage.
8 damage, and it's like, oh no, because I think you were at like 1 health or something, and I was like, I just need to hit you for 1. And it's like, oh no, am I going to fucking lose with you at 1 health? We've seen that happen. Or people start making a run, and it's like, ah! So... yeah, she's really, really cool. She's not higher because I actually haven't played her, but I just think her theme and overall playstyle is right up my alley. I love range characters, and the fact of just not having I'm just gonna do this again. That was a really good combo, and that's happened so many times where I needed a specific card and I couldn't get it. And I had to wait 2 rounds. So, yep. She's really, really neat. Number 2. Interesting. All right. My number 12 is Dolores. Dolores, the mother of monsters.
Yeah. I don't think did I play her?
You did not. She
was 20. She
20?
had that wings effect.
Yeah.
I think she had like higher than average baseline stats.
Yeah, she was. Yep.
But then she had like a wings effect where she could teleport. She could move before, like as an anti, I believe.
Yes, yep. She use wings. You retreat 1 immediately and get +1 tie-breaking priority.
Yeah.
Yep. And then she also had force generation. At the end, if you had wings depleted, she gained a force.
Okay.
So she always gained 2 force. And in a game where you have the speed, the priority, or the buffs, you being able to always never have that miss of like...
I mean, that's a static other effect if you're constantly getting those 2s.
Exactly.
I mean, that's 2 guard, that's, power, that's a priority, all liquid.
She was one of those that had insane range. Where's the one? Her barbs is 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
You hit.
The reason why I like her so much is she just controls the battlefield.
Yeah.
Like, and she controls over, okay, well, you know what? I don't even want my wings. Like, I just want that 2 force generation. She's another one you could also bum rush a finisher. If she is getting hit, then it's like, okay, I'm just going to stack and run up to 10 real quick. Because to get your wings back, you just need to spend 3 force. And then, but what I mean by being able to control the battlefield is every single one of her attacks is a pull or push.
Nice.
Like, so she's just...
You're just never in the position that you want to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, with these chains, and then it's like... You finally get up close, and then she just is like, "Oh, I'm gonna use my wings," and then just dodge back.
Yeah. Not too bad.
So I really like her design. I think her theming is also really cool. It was very interesting. Like that who'd she beat? Kaija is who she beat, and Caesar. So. But she is also kind of in that same boat. I remember when playing her, it was similar to how I played Enderbite. Was I just stayed in this far corner and just
like, okay, I can't rub you.
Yep. Yeah, you can't rub me. It's just stay away. Just keep like knocking you back, and then But I love controlling the battlefield. That's probably why disruptors are my favorite, versus just any other style. So, but she was low for you. I'm kidding. All right, my number 11 is actually who she beat. Caesar.
Caesar.
Whoop, right there.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite brawlers.
Yeah, he is. He's really cool. Where is he for you?
4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like my big hitters.
He definitely is that.
He's He's really cool because he gets just so powerful. But then it's like, okay, now you get a whole fucking free round to just really give him your best shot.
You're right.
He's just like, steam falls over.
He is a better Magdalena for me.
Yeah.
Like, he is like, I'm just as strong now, but I have a wicked downside because I can physically see that you will do nothing.
Yeah.
And now, oh boy, time for me to catch up. Because, he has the threat markers. You have 0, nothing. If you have 1, you get 2 guard, 1 power. 2 guard, 4 power. 3 power, and stun immunity. But in 4, you cannot avoid attacks and you are just stunned.
Nice.
And then on Recycle, regain a threat. If you have 5 or more threat, regain 2 life and deplete 5 threat. And the only way to get the 5th one, there's a specific card that gives you an extra 1.
Yeah.
So if you're at 4... then you on reveal, fueled, regain a threat.
Gotcha.
So he has a really neat way of healing, but at the cost of
like one big hit. Like every character has their one super put it together fucking strike.
Yeah.
And I mean some of them can do 8 damage, and that's a lot. That's a fuck ton.
It's because most of the time you're not doing 8 damage at the very beginning of the fight, so it's well over half your health by the time you're getting those off. He's not higher. He is literally he's the honorable mention if we did a top 10. Because I think in terms of what he gains, he's really cool. I think the reliquary treasure hunter. I think he's badass, but I don't like giving my opponent a free turn. That hurts. And I'm sure there's players of Caesar who plan that threat perfectly to where their opponent can't take advantage of it. They can't capitalize on it. And I don't know if that's ever happened when I've played him. And if it did, I got lucky. Because it's like, oh, thank God, all you have is this. You can't hit me no matter what. But that's so... Or it's like, oh, if you do take advantage, you hit me for 2.
Yeah.
I just hit you for 7.
Put him in a team fight with Eric as his buddy, and then make him immune to stun when his trigger goes off.
Oh my God, you're right. Ew. He's just like, thanks, man. Because isn't like his threat like his heart or something? Isn't he like pumping and getting like more exhilarated?
Not 100% on his lore there.
I know he is from Devastation, so he definitely has it. Yeah, it was right here actually. I don't want to find it, but yeah, I think that's kind of what it was.
Devastation had like quite a few brawlers like him, Alexian, Cadenza.
Yeah, and he has that cool badass like that. I had the Iron Star.
Yeah,
monster hunting tool that serves as a blade.
It reminds me of who's that priest? Vash the Stampede with the priest that used that.
Oh yeah, the cross.
Yeah, that cross.
Wolf.
Wolf sounds.
Wolfgang. Something like that. Yeah, he was my favorite character in Vash. So yeah, that is where Caesar's at. He could be a top 10, but I just don't want. It feels so bad because you can physically see. You're like, I'm just about to eat it. I'm gonna eat it. So it's kind of like I gained I hit you for so much, and now you're just catching back up. So then I have to kind of restart the whole thing. All right, number 10. Gaspar. Disciple of the Night. I did. I really think he's fucking cool.
Yeah. Oh man, I gave him 27.
27.
I'm just like, I thought he was cool because he was like right there with Wellesley for a while there with. I think I played him before, way back when, and he never works out. And I know they changed him a bit, so he only has like the one shadow now.
Yes,
the one
he has the one clone. Yep.
And it's a cool idea. But man, I can never get it to work.
Couldn't get it to work.
I just stopped having fun with him.
That's fair, yeah. So he has a clone, and when you you activate duplicate and you place a base. So you play 2 bases, and then so your clone does the extra base, and I just think you can set up so many cool fucking combos with that. You could do, my clone's gonna do, it's like, oh, you're just out of range. Oh, wait, my clone's right there. Oh, my clone's gonna grasp you, hit you, push you into range, and then boom, I'm gonna do my thing.
Right. But he fought fucking, it was Byron, wasn't it? And then Byron just eat his soul.
He did. God.
He did.
Yeah, because Byron didn't have to move. He just had this unlimited range, and he hit so hard, and basically, like, Gaspar is a heavy hitter too, and against Byron, that's the worst thing you can be, because it's like, oh, how much did you do? 8 damage? Okay, well, I lose a mask, and now I heal that much back.
Yeah. Heavy hitters, absolutely weak.
Fucking Chip, like, yeah, I mean, the daughters would mop the floor with Byron.
I don't know if Chip counts, though. Does it count against his mask? Well, no, it counts against his life, but he regenerates it. It's damage that reduced his masks.
It just says when you take damage. Chip is technically damage. Once again, that's who knows.
Yeah.
It may not, like, Chip might be.
I don't think in a rule sense, I don't think they're gonna do that, because I think that would be very overpowered against him.
Yeah.
I mean, like, very, almost disgustingly.
Right.
I can see it affecting his life, but it also would, like, make daughters almost useless against him. Anyway, we're not talking about him. We're talking about Gaspar.
Yeah, so he just happened to be a heavy hitter against another. But that's the thing is against Byron specifically, if the clone hit him and then Gaspar hit him, that's 2 masks gone.
Yeah, true.
So, but I think what it came down to was I almost always avoided one of them. So it was like, well, you're probably going to do this because the clone is still limited.
Yeah,
like,
and I also underestimated the effects of his styles
of Byron,
because I was still very much in the mode of just checking your bases.
Oh,
and
yeah,
his styles were so powerful.
Yeah,
because he had like Alexian level styles.
He did.
So it was just. You did how much? You hit. I was like at range 4, and I was like, you hit me with a strike
for 7 damage.
Like, what the fuck? And then,
like, oh, your clone didn't do anything, by the way. Or it's like, your clone hit me, but you're definitely not. And, oh no, your clone hit me for that. I lose a mask. But in terms of how he plays, I think once again it was like almost a hard counter, kind of like Byron just was good against him. And I just think that's super neat. Like, there's just he's so versatile with that extra clone. It's just another thing that another person has to think of. Like, okay, this is probably what he's gonna do. Oh, what's his clone gonna do?
Yeah.
And then you throw him off, and you're like, I thought you were gonna do that. Nope, having my clone do it. Against characters like he can, I feel like he's a good counter or a good play against a lot of people. Like, he's good, I would feel like, against Magdalena, where it's like, oh, hey, now it's 2v1, and like, I can rush this attack now. So, yeah, I had him all the way up at 10.
Nice.
All right, number 9, got to go with one of the classics, Eligor. Eligor was he was the first one I fought against. The first character do you remember the first character you played?
It was Luck, I believe. Luke Van Luck.
Who the fuck is that?
He's like the time traveler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it was, I remember, like, I played against you. Did you play Eligor? Was that your Eligor versus Luck?
No. I played, I played BattleCon actually before I met you.
Right.
Karen was, Karen and Jaeger? Is that her name? The wolf chick.
Oh,
yeah, she has Jaeger as she's a disruptor as well.
Yeah,
she was the first one I ever played, and it was against Eligor.
Okay.
And whenever we did the run through for BattleCon years ago, I think it was Karen versus Alexian, and then Alexian beat the shit out of her. But Eligor. You want to talk about straightforward, like, Sekiro level, just fucking, he's one of the best, what do they call him? Slugger. Brawler, whatever. He is just easily one of the best, just with soak.
Take the hit. He takes the hits and hits you back. Yeah. It's like, there's a nice security in knowing that you don't plan on going first.
Right.
They're going to hit you first. And that is very powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, because then it's like, okay, they come up, they hit you, it's like, they better hope they move out of the way. That's their only option is good mobility. If you don't have that, okay, I win the trade.
He's just like, ping!
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you hit me for 3, I hit you for 7. And it's like, oh my god! It's like, yep. Yeah, you have to have characters who can have a before, go in, hit, and then after move.
Yeah.
But he's at number 9. Yeah, once again, he is relatively straightforward, but you're right. There is just something known of, like, I have -1 priority. Yep. Because they call it Vengeance. That's right. Which gives you +2 guard, and you can have, and if you use 5, you're just immune to stun.
Yeah.
And the more damage he takes, that's how he gains them back. But he also has a lot of. Man, he has some really great ones where it's like, I don't even think mobility helps, because it's like, if you have characters who have an after movement, well, he has a before movement. He just gets to move. Before you were hit, advance 1 to 3. Before, advance 1. Hit, close 6.
So it's like, even if they're hitting him at range, he's coming at you.
He's coming at him.
Beat the shit out of you.
He has ways to have armor. Chained allows him to pull towards you. Vengeful, you cannot be pushed or pulled.
Yeah, I put him at 14.
At 14?
Yeah, nice middle.
Yeah.
He probably should have ranked a little higher, but...
He's never one that it's like, I'm going to play Eligor. You know, he's not appealing.
He's definitely a core... I would say he's very core to his style. Like, he's like... You know, you think counterattacker, he is the counterattacker.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like the master of that. He's one, if I'm not mistaken, when I showed Josh this game, I think we did the standard Eligor versus... Schecter. Yep. Just because, he's definitely a novice. But he just feels good. He feels good to win that trade and just constantly keep that advantage on him. While also having answers to a few things. Oh, you want to move me? No, can't be pushed or pulled. I have a few armor, so he doesn't always take all the damage.
Yeah.
So I think Eligor is a extremely strong character. Who did he fought Jaeger? A faster character, so it's like, unfortunately, I can move further than you could advance. so yeah, that was my number 9.
Nice.
Okay, number 8. This guy is also probably gonna be lower. Do we all have? Okay, no, never mind. Number 8, Demetrius.
Gave him 8, Seth.
Dude, he's like so fucking neat.
Got 32. I just can't get it to work. Whatever his build is, does not work for me. I mean, yes, in theme, it is really cool. He's the fastest character in BattleCon.
Yes. Is he faster than Schecter?
He is the fastest character in BattleCon.
All right.
They reworked him quite a bit, though.
I'm looking at
But the fact that his whole thing is getting hits and getting his little masterwork tokens, his master, whatever, flourish, crescendo tokens.
Crescendo, yep.
And it's like, he just has to hit, and he gets them, he accrues them.
Yep.
Little bitty, you didn't even have to deal damage, just hits.
Just bing, bing.
Yeah. And then you cash in all your crescendos, and you just do a massive strike.
Yep.
Which is really cool, but if you fucking flop that hit... You know, it's very morale breaking, and I know, it was one of the first rounds. I played him, you played O'Brien, and he got just mulched.
Yep. Some Fey Vampire Knight. He was in a bar sipping on wine, splashed a little on O'Brien. O'Brien's like,
and just
in the ring!
Fucking DDT'd right there.
Yep. But no, you're right. Like, just... His style's +3 priority, +1, +1, +0, +1. Oh, on reveal...
And then his crescendo tokens give him more priority.
Give him 1. On reveal, just boom. Oh, I'm holding 4, +4. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And then he just has the regular bases. But besides his Death Blow, spend any number of crescendo for +2 power.
Yeah. But if you're not dodging attacks... He's not going to work. You have to dodge. Yeah. Which is so difficult. It's very difficult. I feel like since they've updated it, I've had a harder time dodging moves.
That might have been... They might have actually attempted to do that because they kind of could have been like... They didn't want games to last super long, so they wanted damage to always be almost a constant thing.
Yeah, because I felt like before the update, I just said the same thing. Yeah.
So, which is probably better because BattleCon isn't so great. You want to have an hour and a half, 2-hour matches. So you want to either always constantly be doing some damage, and that allows for maybe some characters to shine a little bit more, like Demetrius, or if you want to be like, hey, let's do 30 health. Like, because 20 we know for a lot of ultimates suck, or some characters suck at only having 20 health, then you can be like, well, let's do 30. And it's not going to last as much.
Yeah, we've never tried the Almighty or any of the other variants.
You're right.
There's so many variants of this game.
I wonder if we're turned off by it because of the expansions for the original, like the Armory and the Strikers. So whenever we did try variant stuff, it was always really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I know I've always kind of wanted to try their alternate bases.
Yeah. We probably should. I mean, I don't see why not.
Do an almighty fight.
We
Just give ourselves the almighty bases, and we have like 40 health.
40 health.
And just go at it.
Yeah, I mean, I am totally down because I think that could really just.
Or try a tag team match now that they've made it more core to the game and not just like an add-on.
Yeah, we tried the co-op. The co-op wasn't great.
Yeah, it was odd.
But you're right. Yeah, like the co-op, the tag team would be sweet. But I don't know. I once again kind of like a character that it's like he can just control the battlefield. Like I'm going to go faster than you. I'm gonna be able to maneuver around. I'm gonna be able to hit you. Yeah, I don't hit you for a lot, but some of it is just like, oh, you don't have any guard? Ping! 1 damage.
Yeah.
Now you're stunned. And or like you said, if you can time that and on reveal, my priority is 10. And boom, I'm gonna spend all these and do 9 damage.
Oh, Lim. Where's the disparity?
Right? Yeah, that's true. I mean, even though he is the fastest, he got stomped by someone because he loses crescendo when he gets hit.
Yeah.
So if you can tank his little chips and stun past him, then it's like, anyway, oh, that was a nice little tickle you did. Anyway, 4 damage. So, but I really like him. I like fast characters as well. I like being able to just to be able to be like, I'm going to get to do what I want to do. But there is a counter to that. Like you said against Eligor, there's something nice about going last because you know that this is what I can do.
That's your whole plan.
Yep. Demetrius says, I know I'm going first. And the other person could be like, okay, that's a weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
So, but I got him even at 32. That's funny. It's funny that you have Welsi at 2, although you've never made her.
But I like her. I don't like Demetrius anymore. I keep him and Gaspar. I remember like thinking, oh man, these guys are so cool.
Yeah.
But then I get fucked in a way that I'm
Right.
like, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
I can't get it to work.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this over with. Because it's without a doubt. My number 7 is Alexian.
Oh, Alexian, number 1 up in this house.
Yep.
My boy.
All right, I'll let you do the honors.
Man, the legend. He just sweeps the battlefield. It's just amazing. You play as him, you don't have to stress about a goddamn thing. It's just like, they have to deal with your shit. Your shit commands the battlefield. They have to do the thinking.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
true.
have to do any.
You don't have to strategize at all.
Nope, you're going to come in there, you're going to hit him in all kinds of ways. Your shot's powerful. You can cross the whole battlefield with a huge, powerful attack. It's just beautiful.
He's so broken that he literally has to give his opponent...
He buffs his opponent.
With chivalry.
Which is just beautiful.
It's only fair that I help you. He's one of the guys that leans in. It's like, you get the first punch.
There you go.
That's cute. Anyway, time to die.
God.
Yeah, he's he's just so good.
He has he has a lot of armor and guard and all of his styles.
They could spend chivalry, and he has a card that's like, yeah, actually, you get none of that.
And he's just a good time to play.
Yeah.
I know it's frustrating fighting him, but damn it if I don't have a good time playing as him.
That was, I think, almost the largest health disparity between fighters when he fought Jaeger.
Yeah.
The Alexian Jaeger fight was similar to the Welsi Caitlyn fight.
Yeah.
Where it was like, yeah, this isn't close. Oh, but the final damage was 8-0. Yeah, no, that's like you're watching a fucking NFL football game and it's 30-0, but at the end it's 23 because the defense gave up. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's like it was not that close. Jaeger against Alexian, it was like, are you gonna fucking, what do they call it? Flawless victory me? Am I even gonna hit him? Like, what? I'm doing so bad. And then I was slowly making a comeback, and that's even worse. Where you have hope.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe no. It's like I'd rather get blown out 20-0 than be like, oh my god, I hit him for 5 and another 5. Now he's at 10. Now I lost.
Yeah. Where it's like, yeah, any style works with any base, and it's like it's gonna rock.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
He's awesome. He's a fun
Yep.
guy.
I had to cap him at 7 though, because similar to I think a few, and Lissandra is kind of who you were. I was making the comparison. Is I don't think he's boring. But he's just too good that it's like I want to think a little.
I understand. Yeah.
So
I got it. No, he was like the first one I picked when I played the game that I was just like, oh, I love this guy.
Yeah.
And
he's been your favorite ever since. Yeah. So I knew he was going to be like he's still top 10 for me.
Yeah.
Like in all these, he's very, very good. I almost threw that fight, so he wasn't in the tournament. He wasn't in the Champion of Champions. Like being like, oh, who's he fighting? Octavia? Oh no, I'm retreating a lot. I'm overshooting. Oh yeah, please shoot him, kill him. I am very curious to see how he does against the rest.
Yeah,
like it's just gonna be. I don't know. On paper, he sounds like he might take it.
I don't know. Like, I mean, he's pretty fast, but I'm like, I don't know if Seth predicts him pretty hard. He could probably get him because he's possibly.
Seth predicts him. Baneveer is like, yeah, no, I'm gonna give a fuck about your style.
Even if he does predict him, it looks like he still has armor though. He has a lot of armor.
Yeah. If there's anyone, I don't know if there's anyone that bypasses armor.
That's right. He has a whole style that gives him stun immunity.
Yeah.
Or I think it's his unique base, one of them.
Yeah. Yep. He's pretty gross. All right. My number 6. We've talked about him a lot. Seth.
Oh, Seth.
Seth Cremul.
Yeah, I put him pretty up there too. I had a good time with this fight. Yeah, it's 5.
Number 5. Oh, you like him a little bit more than me.
My favorite predictor.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all the predictors, he is easily the best that we've played, and theoretically 3-0. But he's so weird because if you looked at his cards, you would be like, he sucks. He gets like no range, no priority, no damage, like no guard, like he's like mediocre and all that, but yet somehow.
I mean, a prediction is 2 power, and it is 2 priority. That is pretty good.
Yeah, and being able to, if you predict it to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to like now change my base for a more opportune, attack, or boom, you're just stunned, like just straight up from just guessing it.
Oh, that's true. You can just link it to Omen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because
I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about that either.
Omen.
You could just you could hold on to Omen because if you try Omen and you don't get it, then it's wasted. But you could hold on to it and be like, burst? Yes, I got it. And then
stun!
Yeah, and boom, and then now I'm gonna hit you for 4 damage.
Yeah.
Like he out of everyone here is the best dodge counter.
Yeah.
Because he's
just so that mimic sticky is disgusting. So nice.
Because so many times
that's really cool.
Because you don't even have to. Because the way to counter like most movements is you're gonna drive, I'm gonna burst. So we just even each other out, or vice versa. But yeah, so many times it's just like, oh, okay, yep, wherever you're going, I'm going. So you're ranged character, and you want to get away from me? Nah, nah. I'm just still gonna be up on you, and I don't get it because he's fought 3 radically different characters, all with various range capabilities. Caitlyn, Burgundy, and Enderbite, and he just somehow he's never like a clean sweep. He's never gonna smoke you, but he just somehow edges it out.
Yeah.
And he's a predictor where it's not the biggest fucking vague field. Oh, I need to guess if you're higher, like what the disparity of our priorities are. I don't have to guess your exact priority. It's just, oh well, I really don't want you to do shot. Yeah,
I mean, just the odds. It's 4, 5. Yeah, 1 out of 4 potentially.
Yeah,
and that's just 25% chance on a guess, which is solid for as big a buff as he gets.
Yeah, and it affects your opponent mentally. It's like, fuck, I don't want. This is so obvious. Is he gonna guess it? I don't want to guess, so I'll do something else. And then they're like, yeah, you probably wanted to drive, but I'm gonna guess grasp, and it's like, no. Yeah, he's so good, but we shall see how he does in the tournament.
Yes.
The champion of champions. Okay. My number 5, top 5, Byron.
Oh, Byron.
Yeah,
boy.
Byron, my boy. I thought he was going to be higher. Where
did I put Byron? I put him at 21.
Of course you did.
I mean,
Could it just
he
be
is
because you got your PP licked.
a little bit, But no, I fully respect him in a he is like I said, an Alexian level threat. Like you have to play around him.
Yeah.
Because he's so powerful.
Yep. Yeah.
But the way he plays doesn't jive with me, and the way his power operates. Because Alexian's a little, I understand that, but he's just a little different. And who did he play against? And I know I got rolled.
So because I think he's intermediate, he played against Gaspar.
Yeah.
And he played against Oriax, but Oriax beat him.
Gotcha.
Probably barely, but because Byron is extremely strange because he has 5 mask tokens.
He doesn't have traditional health. It's just like he can take 5 hits. Doesn't matter the strength.
Right. But that's the thing is at start, your life becomes 3 times the number of masks you hold, so you actually start out at 15.
Yeah, so there's a little regeneration,
Yep.
and it also kind of gives him an excuse to make him so powerful because he starts out with 5 less health.
Yeah.
So he gets to be that much more powerful.
Yeah, that's true, because then it's like... because he has some really disgusting ones, like Soulless is a +1 power, Reveal range 1, you get +2 power, Chip 2, so you're chipping them for 2 if they're right there. You're going to hit them for 3, potentially if it's a strike of 7 damage, and then so you're immune to stun, you prevent all damage coming to you, but you lose the mask. When you would take more than 1 damage, you just take 1 damage instead. That's the range 1 to 3. Heartless is range 1 to 2. Breathless 3 to 4. He can teleport to any space behind the opponent. Yeah. He is super nasty. I did not expect him to lose.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how Oriax pulled it off, but Byron's very weakness is piddly ass damage. Demetrius doesn't fucking matter. I'm just gonna out-prioritize you and ping you for 1.
Yeah.
And that's a mask.
Just have to deal 1.
Which is essentially each mask loss is 3 damage, really, because you're not regaining that back. But against people like Alexian who close the whole thing and deal 6 damage, it's like, okay.
Yeah, but whatever.
Anyway, I'm just gonna regain all that, for that 5 damage back. And yeah, I was very surprised whenever I fought against Gaspar because I was like, oh, I didn't move. Like at all. Like interesting. So yeah, I'll take it. I think I can't even remember what his alternate costume was before they redid all
Something
this.
they reversed it where he gained masks or
Yeah.
It was a complete. It was 100% different.
Yeah.
And I think I made it very overpowered.
Yeah, I agree. So I think he's definitely overpowered, but he has
because I remember you hated his base form originally,
Yeah.
but you liked his alternate costume. But since they've reworked him, they definitely buffed him power wise, to kind of compensate.
Yep. So I agree. I think he's one of the strongest characters, but he also has probably one of the biggest weaknesses, which is really good. I'll take it. All right. That was Byron. Number 4, O'Brien. Wardlaw O'Brien. Literally, his setup is you have to laugh maniacally. It's so great. Laugh raucously.
I gave him 13.
13?
That's
still,
he's solid.
That's a
average.
respectable number for him.
Because he has, for a brawler, he had some kind of unique, movement effects. Edge of the ring stuff. That's kind of cool.
Wrestler.
Yeah.
Like brawl or bar style wrestling. Self-styled villain. Yeah. What is he? The type is heavyweight. I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah. Him and Voco should hang out. Self-styled villains.
Oh right. Yeah, because he was about he was all about edging of the. He was all about edging. Oh,
I'm not there.
I'm almost there. I'm about to. But he also chipped. I think that's also why Demetrius was getting his ass beat because he keeps people on the edge and just chips them all and then if you're on the edge, you get +2 priority and you get to advance 1. I just think I really like his theme. I think out of a lot of the cards, like a lot of the characters and their cards, his just fits so well for what he's doing. I wanted it to be him and Alexian so bad. Because, he also has, overhead, teleport to any space if you are on the edge. Like,
oh, nice.
Dangerous. If an opponent would advance, they retreat. Like, massive. You cannot be pushed or pulled. Charging, close 5. Like, hit, optional, smackdown, push 1 to 3, -1 power per space. Like, I mentioned I love characters that control the arena, and he is the arena. like I don't know a lot of characters that get extra stuff in being at specific places on the board. So, yeah, he's extremely simple to play.
Yeah.
Like, but also hard because if you can keep him in the middle, he's not super great.
Yeah, he's like the edgelord.
Yeah, he's the edgelord. So I think like characters like Dolores, this is like, well, fucking like, okay, I'm gonna keep pulling you. Like, you're gonna try and get to the edge. I'm just gonna keep you in the middle while dealing a bunch of damage. So, and he's relatively fast. He hits hard. Yeah. He's a more complex Alexian. Yeah. A little bit. Not like
he definitely doesn't have like the armor. Like, or like, I don't know how good his guard is, but I know he doesn't have a lot of built-in
Chip
armor.
bypasses armor, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chip is just free damage.
Yeah.
Just won't kill you.
That's why I won't kill you. Yeah. So, because he lost to Gar. Stupid Gar. That's so dumb. Like, I was like, man, O'Brien's gonna do it. He's gonna make it. But he didn't. Still super fun. All right. My number 3, top 3.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Van Sorrel.
Where did I put her? She wasn't too bad.
And she lost. I was like, oh my god, she's going to be so good against Alexian. She's not in it. She lost to... Who the fuck did she lose to? Seth! She lost to Seth. Oh, that's right, because it was like, he was right up on her.
Let's see.
Oh, no, because you tanked her on purpose against Seth.
Yeah, I did it to Byron, too. Just fucked all your favorite characters. No. It's because it's like characters that you're good with, I'm not at all.
That's true, and since we alternated, it's like, dang it.
Yeah. I put her 22.
22?
It's
not in the 30s.
Because she's so much different. Because, like, now it's armor she gets. And before, she just stretched the battlefield.
Yeah.
So, it was 2 spaces to move through one of her wormholes. So, you had to have a massive movement rush.
Which isn't a lot. A lot of it is move 2, 3. So, like, your drives and bursts are just 1 space now.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. And now it's just, okay, -1 range. But, it gives you 1 armor.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes...
But now you can dispel them a lot easier.
True.
I mean, yeah, you can buff like the way we were just dodging through them to just remove them. Just like, fuck it for a turn.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's the great thing. I think that... Thank God it doesn't stretch the battlefield. That just makes the game way longer.
Mm-hmm.
But she can get them out super easy.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah, you got rid of them. Like, all right, well, 1 card brings 2 out, like, immediately. I like the fact... I don't... She wasn't as complex for me when playing her. Because...
Yeah, she was against Wellesley, who was another ranger.
Yeah, she just... And I was sitting there and I was thinking, oh my god, yeah, time traveler, like kind of thing, bringing cards back. Yeah, like, this is going to be a good fight. But it turns out Wellesley just needed to hit. But it's like... So she can get her things out. She gets armor, so she doesn't have to waste a lot of time guarding as much. Like, a guard 4, which is relatively good. Like, chances are someone's not going to hit you for over 4 damage. So she can just naturally have that. And because she'll have the armor. Keeps her around. And I also like the fact that you have only 1 card that draws range from a portal. So it's not like everything. So she doesn't live or die by her portals. But she also uses them to her advantage.
Yeah. I mean, keep him in the middle for, range modification, so the enemy has a harder time hitting you. And then you have a much easier time hitting them. Because then you can modify, say, if you're overshooting, you must modify it to, no, it's going to hit.
Yeah,
which is very powerful.
That is very
powerful.
right.
She has incredible range, almost too much range. And you know, what you be forgiven to forget how easy it is to kind of negate her. Because I get so intimidated. I'm like, oh, I have to stay away. But I'm like, no, you dispel the things and you get up on her. She can't hit for shit.
That's true. That is true. But she has she doesn't hit hard. Like probably 3-4 damage is max she can do. But it's like, okay.
Well, there's her portal combos, which she's dispelling them to do extra damage.
Oh, yes. Yeah, which, as written, that could be a risk if you're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's just like, because I think that one potentially won't overshoot. So if you do rush through them, it's just like, good.
Good.
Plus 1 damage for each one you just dispelled. You got rid of all of them. Okay, now I get 3 armor, and I'm hitting you back for 3 extra damage. I just think she's extremely all-around, really good. But what's also neat is that when you overshoot for every single one of these, it's like, well, that sucks, I just miss. From what we understand, if you overshoot, it's like, well, that was within my range, so now I'm going to put a portal back there. And, now, so she just always has them out, and it's not like, I like the fact that it's not, oh, I have no portals out, guess I can't play, like a lot of other lower characters. So, I really liked her. I'm upset she's not in it. But yeah, she's there. Top 3. All right. My number 2. Yeah, 50-50 shot. Which one do you think is my number 2?
I don't know. Would you upgrade Bane Veer? You've always liked Jaeger more. But I don't know, removing styles is pretty cool. I'm going to say you're going to put Jaeger at 2 today.
I did.
Yeah.
You are correct. Jaeger Brantford, the Wolfborn.
Yeah. I put him at 12.
At 12?
Yeah. I mean, he's got a cool, he's got a mystery deck. He's got a lot of options, which is very powerful in this game.
He's very fast, very agile.
The more things that the opponent has to think about past the open knowledge is a huge advantage.
Yep. We were talking about characters. He has 4. He has 4 things. And he has to, it's an ante. So signature move from your hand face down, reveal it, and execute it. You execute it instead of your pair that you pick. So it's kind of like you have 4 extra alts. But we were talking about characters who are good against Eligor, where it's like, hey, you better hope you have high maneuverability, and that's just what he has.
He was a bouncy motherfucker. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Just how mobile he was.
Yep. Like Blood Moon, when the opponent advances past you, your range becomes NA, so they could potentially cause you to miss. But at Armor 2, you avoid high attacks. Hit, optional, advance or retreat 1 to 2. After, end or retreat 1. Next beat, reveal, gives you +1 power and priority. Like, all of his things are about menacing, gives you stun immunity, ignore guard, ignore armor. But your opponent's base matches a base in your discard pile, and you become... Oh, if that happens, you become active player. So you can potentially go before other players. Yeah, he is just constantly gaining damage by maneuvering around the battlefield. And then we got his 4 things. Misstep Massacre, range 1, power 5, priority 1, avoid attacks at range 5, but before you teleport to a space adjacent to the opponent.
That's so nasty. He's like a ranged fighter counter.
He is. He's so gross. Crescent Moon Claw, range 2 to 4, power 4, priority 6, hit, advance 1 to 2.
Yeah, I kind of forgot how good he was because, he did, him against Alexi, and it was a bad time.
Yeah. But he was slowly making
I just remember, who was one of the first ones I played against him with, and he just wrecked me. This was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I do not remember. I just know that was when he was my favorite. Wolffang's Fugue, range 1 to 2, power 5, priority 4, on hit, advance or retreat 1 to 2. And then Red Moon range 1, Red Moon Rage. Range 1, power 8. Priority 3, guard 5.
Just fuck y'all.
If I can guarantee you are not moving, I am hitting like 8 damage.
And just think, he has that one buff where he has like extra damage for the next beat.
Yep.
Do 10 damage.
Yep. It was next beat, gain reveal, signature move ante, +1 power and priority, turning that into a 9 for priority.
Oof. then you put your little extra power up.
Extra power,
There's
you're
your
right.
10.
He get if you can get that off, that is a literally half healther.
Yeah, damn.
Like, he is just so disgusting. But, like, unfortunately, it's like his counter is people who just don't give a fuck.
He's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do stun lock.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'll
I
pass.
mean, he can hit relatively hard, but I mean, think about it. Like, there was a potential chance because his ultimate, one of them, like I said, brings back. I think I could have beaten Alexian if I had remembered because you ult and bring back a thing. So if I miss with like the Red Moon Rage, and it's like I can bring that back because with and this is all best case scenario for Jaeger, but +1, you know, you have the +1 power, you do Red Moon Rage, you hit, you add your thing, and with Alexian Chivalry, it's just, what is that, like 13 damage? Yeah. So, yeah, it makes me sad. It makes me sad that, well, Jaeger is my own fault. I played him and lost, so, but all my favorite characters aren't still in it, except for one! There is one person left. I did not anticipate it, but I think he is so much. He's so fucking good. That's Bane Veer Margrove.
Bane
The
Veer.
He has an executioner sword.
Yeah.
Super cool. Like, he's the. What do they have him as? They have him as a brawler, but man, I would call him a disruptor.
Style cancel. It can fuck up a lot of people.
So disgusting.
How often can he use it? Was it?
So Spellforge is on hit. The opponent returns their style to their hand, gives you +2 priority. Like he has that was really just that one. But destruction, ignore guard, ignore armor, crescent, and he has like. Does he have anything? He has one card that gives him a -1 priority. Everything else is positive.
Really?
Yep. Destruction gives him +1 power. Crescent, +1 to 2 range, +1 priority, +3 guard. Runic, +1 to 0 range, +1 power. This is the one that gives him -1 priority, but +2 guard. And is when you are hit, if the opponent's power is greater than their printed power, he gains armor 2 and +2 power. So this becomes a potential +3.
So that's a huge trade effect.
Yep. Curse is +1 to 0 range, +2 power, +1 priority. After the opponent has +4 power. So if you go before them, you can potentially give your opponent like a super buff.
Oh wow.
But Spellforge. Yep. The opponent returns their style to their hand. Its stats and text no longer apply. Any bonuses and penalties gained prior to this still apply. Like, literally, I mean, the game is literally built around you being able to make good combos with the bases and the styles. And if you just remove their style, it's just like,
You
well,
can't do anything.
you really can't do a whole lot. And then his unique is this attack's range is 3 to 5, can't be modified. Hit, teleport to a space adjacent to the opponent. It's 4 power, 4 priority. Yeah. He's just an extreme all-arounder that he hits super hard, can tank hits, can potentially gain really good armor, and then also, every now and then, just completely fuck over your plans.
Yeah.
Like, if he's doing one where it's like the range is automatically 3 to 5 and it's like, oh, Alexian wants to close? Nah. Nah, that's not happening.
Oh, my stalwart divider.
Right. Yeah, because on that one you do have to hit, but it's like, range 3 to 5, okay. Like, that's most likely doable. That's literally...
And it has the power to alt cancel, possibly.
Yeah, you're right. Because I don't even remember what it specifically said, but it was very... Oh, yeah, it was... This one. Reveal. Oh, yeah, on the reveal, the opponent discards their set style. Before optional, advance 1 to 3. After push or pull 1. It's a range 1, but power 7.
Yeah.
And the fact that he gets mobility with that it's like, oh shit, you might burst. Or you might do something. You're one style that allows you to move. Nah, you're not moving.
All based off the previous active player.
Yeah.
So your reveal went first before my reveal took effect to turn it into my ult.
That's right.
And
yeah.
that was one of the few effects that occur from previous rounds active player.
Right, yeah, because a lot of characters are about active player, and it's like, but I don't really know if that's a benefit. But a lot of times it can be. Maybe it's more indirect, and we're not aware of how important it can be. I know in the anti-phase it's very helpful, where it's like with Seth, it's just like, I'm going to pass and then see what you guess before if it's like, is it shot? Okay, thank God he didn't guess it. Now I'm going to...
Yeah, then you can do compensatory buffs.
Yeah. So yeah, where was he for you?
Bane Fear... probably at 15.
At 15?
Yeah, he's solid. It's like, I don't think I've ever played him in
any
game.
Funny enough, just the way it worked was he beat John. Then, because of that, then you played Korra, and then you beat me as Gar. So then you just kind of kept it, and so we just kept it the same. No, I remember. We didn't start swapping players because this was the first time that we realized, it's a super big advantage against the other person to know how that person plays. Because a lot of this we had played for the first time.
Yeah.
But it's like, we've never seen Bane Veer fight. Well, now you have, but I have never seen Korra fight. So this was the first tournament that we started alternating. I think that's why I stayed as Bane Veer and then you stayed as whoever won. So yeah, that was our ranking on all the BattleCon fighters that were in this tournament. To recap, we got top 10: Gaspar, Eligor, Demetrius, Alexian, Seth, Byron, O'Brien, Caitlyn, Yeager, and Bane Veer for me. What were yours?
What, top to bottom?
No, 10 to your top 10.
Top 10, starting at 10, Magdalena. 9, Gar. 8, Enderbite.
8 was Enderbite? I thought Klinhide was 8.
I had 2 8s here.
Oh.
Well, 7 was Klinhide. Oh, wait. Okay, no. Okay. Klinhide should be 8. Yeah, Klinhide's 8.
Okay.
Enderbite should be 9.
Okay.
Gar should be 10.
Gar's 10. Okay.
Okay, Gar 10. Enderbite, Klinhide, Jin, Octavia, Seth, Kaisar, Hekech, Welsi, and then Alexian.
All right. Well, that was that.
Put it in my veins.
Give it to me. So yeah, next up is the champion of champions again. That is going to be Bane Veer. We don't know who they're going to be matched up with yet. But it is Bane Veer, Alexian, Dolores, Jin, Lissandra, and Seth. So and then we'll randomize.
Place your bets.
Right.
I'm hoping for my boy Alexian.
I refuse because we alternate, so I will tank him when I play him. No.
Tank him.
No. I
want to be Seth. Just.
I mean, it's literally anyone's game. But that's the best part is that because we can't tank it. We could obviously you're probably gonna get Alexian first, and he'll most likely win. But then it's like, it's back to me. And then it's like, all right. But I don't want to do that. That's super shitty. That's not good content. I want to see, based off how good we are with these characters, how well they do. But I don't want to place any bets. I like all these characters. I mean, literally, they were... Dolores wasn't top 10, neither was Jin. But they were all top 20.
Yeah.
Seth, Bane Veer, and Alexian were top 10 for me. So that's 3 out of 6. All right, everyone. That was our ranking of them. Let us know what you think of all these characters in the comments below. Let us know who you think is going to win the Champion of Champions as well. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.